All right, hit me. Hello and welcome everyone to a very special presentation of Draft. Today we're going to be shoutcasting a live draft. Everything is going to be picked in real time, and following that, all the battles will be played in real time. And I want to introduce my co-caster, Slip Horn, who, and before you ask, is not single and available, so please do not slide into those DMs. He's an accomplished musician, teacher, scholar, and artiste. Slip, it's great to have you with us.
Thanks for the great introduction, David, and it's great to be here. I am so excited for some live draft, and I'm really excited to promo our V17 draft, which you'll be able to sign up for.
Now, you're no stranger to draft yourself, having had many successful appearances in various seasons, just an accomplished battler, legend every season. Do you think you have a keen insight today into the psychological underworkings of people's minds as they try and put these teams together under time constraints?
I'm actually really excited about today. It's a little different than our normal Master League draft in that there's only 8 participants. So our teams are going to look a bit different, a bit stronger, and we won't see a lot of the later picks, which really sort of spice up draft for us. And as a participant of a live draft 3 weeks ago, our first Little Cup live draft, which you can view the VODs on YouTube, the time crunch is real. Ours was a little bit different. It was 2 minutes per pick. Today we'll be working off of a chess clock, so the participants will have a set amount of time for all 6 of their picks. But yeah, being able to look at other people's teams and making your pick really adds a little additional stress. But we have the best Masters League drafters here. So they should know what they're doing, and I'm really excited to see how this all falls together.
Almost all the best Master League drafters. A couple people are not will not be joining us today, or maybe never.
Well, they
again.
had a cast.
Yeah, we have. This is who we have, and with all that said, let's just take a look at what's in store. All right, we have the rules here. Slip, if you would.
Yes, each player has a total of 15 minutes to make all of their picks. If they use up all of their allotted time, they must wait until the end and have 1 minute per pick remaining. So we expect the first round to take very, very little time. The decisions are pretty much presented for them, so they can have a little bit of extra time at the end. Once a Pokemon has been chosen, it cannot be picked by another drafter. Participants can TM Pokemon between opponents, but not between battles versus the same opponent. And if a participant wins the first 2 battles in a set of 3, the third is not shown. Some things not listed here, but I will include to go with our normal PoGoRaids drafts. If you pick a Pokemon, both its Shadow and Normal form are eligible. And then if you pick, for instance, Genesect, which I know has its Chill Drive just released, all drives will be available for that Pokemon.
All right, and let's take a look at our contestants for the day. See who will be joining us. We have the chart up here. So as you can see, we've got Heater, and very happy to have him with us. Special guest, Lodicolo. Should follow him on Twitch if you do not already. We have Oscar. We have Hallelujah Boys, very strong battler. Crispy Chris, perennial contender. He hasn't been champion in a while, but he comes just this close every season. Got Oliviero G, Togekiss lover, and just an overall charm enthusiast, much to my dismay. We've got Ole, it's a sort of a new face around here these days and has just hit Legend recently, so congrats to him. And of course, Stefan, Oscar's brother. We can't have to have the couch. Of course, we're going to be displaying the real-time draft chat of the picks being made so that there's no shenanigans going on. We will not misrepresent picks. You're going to be able to see them right there in the chat. And we have the pick timers up as well. Slip, anything to add?
No, it looks like we've actually already gotten started with a Dialga coming out as our first pick, which surprises absolutely no one.
Oh, a shocking pick from Heater. And we're going going spicy right off the bat. I'm sorry, that kicked a little bit. The Ho-Oh, Oscar, the picks are just flying. It is a chess clock, so you want to be as fast as possible. Lugia from Oscar, definitely I think good value for round 3. The Lodicolo from Elodicola picking Ho-Oh is a bit spicy, but I think there's so many dragons in this meta, it's easy to cover those water and rock weaknesses later. So I think maybe picking a strong anti-steal up front, of which there are not that many, it could be really valuable. And we see the Zacian followed by the quick Mewtwo from Chris.
I actually like all of these picks so far. I think Dialga is by far the best dragon that you can get off the board. But then, like you said, there are just so many great dragons that I think that can be covered. I think you really want to take your non-dragon picks earlier. I'm surprised Kyogre fell so late. I would consider Kyogre at worst 4th. But
we see Giratina going last. That is very interesting. Followed by Melmetal, a very strong dragon steel core already. And we're going to see Landorus. Okay, we have 2 very strong anti-steals on Ole. Maybe he's going to couple that with some dragons later.
I really like that. I like that core so far.
That's a very interesting core. And it looks like we're going to get a Groudon from Oliviero. So he's picked up an anti-steal and a Dialga counter. Looking a little weak to Lugia, but then again, who isn't?
Also looking a little weak to Togekiss right now.
Yeah,
but there's still plenty of room to shore that up. I mean, one steel type will just fix both of those problems.
Now we're getting a round 2 Palkia from Chris. Palkia Mewtwo. I honestly think that has to be like a nearly perfect core for coverage. Like, I don't think there are many things that can beat both of them, at least not very easily. That honestly seems quite deadly to me.
Gotta agree.
And Hallelujah Boys is now in a position to pick up either Reshiram or Zekrom to go with his Zacian. And I have to say, I think Zekrom would be absolutely disgusting with Zacian, providing it with that imperative steel coverage against Metagross, even Flash Cannon, Melmetal, and to a degree Genesect, which would force it to run Chill Drive, and I think it would be very easy to find something that walls Chill Drive to go along with it in later rounds. Yep, and there's a Zekrom.
I also like this Zekrom to help cover the Ho-Oh.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can even have you have double wild chargers now. I think that's going to be a lot of shield pressure, to be sure. Oscar taking his time, of course, always a very measured drafter.
I mean, you got to run the Sims. It's where your 15 minutes.
You got to run the Sims. You got the time. He's going to be thinking about it. There are a number of options on the table. I think Reshiram is probably the best. It does increase the rock weakness, but I do think he'll be able to pick up anti-rocks later, and Reshiram would be a very strong anti-steal, especially having access to Fire Fang to help protect Lugia from one of its main weaknesses.
Yeah, you really need something to cover the steals on the Lugia team, as it does struggle with all of the top ones.
I think Reshiram is a pretty obvious pick at this time, and I think Elodocolo, there's a couple different routes you could go, but I think Garchomp and Ho-Oh makes a lot of sense to me, and then maybe even a Charmer to go with it. It could actually give you... He's going to go with Genesect. Okay, he goes with the Genesect pick. That leaves Elodocolo to now pick up double fire with Reshiram, and I honestly think you need to consider that, because if you don't, then Heater's going to get... Heater's going to get double Big Dragon, which is a lot of heat.
He could take Triple Dragon.
That's going to be a lot of heat.
So you could pick the Reshiram here, and you're still neutral to the fairy types? And then just put out a ton of pressure.
He's got 2 dragons now that are not weak to fairy. He should probably pick anti-ground at this point, and as luck would have it, there's still a Landorus around, among other options. And Landorus has a great matchup against Excadrill, and even the Incarnate form can beat the Therian form. So I really wouldn't be surprised to see Lando go right now.
Veltal.
Veltal. Okay. Very interesting. Now, kind of a really big Excadrill and Melmetal weakness we've built here. But I suppose there are other anti-steals that we could get. I kind of think that's a bit of a strange pick. I think the Landorus makes way more sense at this point in time.
I think so too. I think the Landers is a little more flexible and maybe just a little more powerful as well.
Yeah. All
So
right,
now we've got
Ludicolo is picking Snorlax. Has a bit of a Kyogre problem at this point. Maybe would have wanted to pick up a dragon here, a Garchomp or something like that. I think it's a bit early. The Snorlax is kind of a bit of a reach, I think.
I think the Snorlax is a bit of a reach too. About the Kyogre problem, he might not have to battle a Kyogre. I think that's one of the really interesting things about having this just bracket form, is that like he will only have to battle 3 people at most. So maybe you just say, I'm gonna dodge this Kyogre.
Now you've got Oscar picking up the Meloetta here. Increasing the dark weakness does provide some security against the 2 Giratina forms in the with the Ghost Resist. So it's an interesting pick, although yeah, I think the Yveltal is potentially a problem. The Zacian could be annoying, and then Meloetta does struggle against Dialga, Reshiram, and Zekrom. And I think there is like a pretty big Zekrom issue for Oscar right now. Could have the Chill Drive. We'll have to see what he decides to do. I do expect Hallelujah Blaze to pick an Ice Resist, though.
I think Oscar's team is really going to struggle with like any Steel. You're kind of forced into a Burn Drive situation to deal with it so far, and that's not going to work out great against all of the dragons.
Yeah, like, and Stefan has like the Melmetal, right? So you're gonna have to choose between either Burn Drive or Chill Drive for the Origin. It's a difficult choice to make. If you choose Chill Drive, you're kind of helpless against Melmetal, and if you choose Burn Drive, at least you could hit the Origin with like neutral Magnet Bombs. Still a losing matchup.
I think I want to see a Metagross here. I think it would
cover.
See
a Metagross from Hallelujah Boys, maybe.
I think it would start to cover a lot of things. You end up weak to Excadrill, but I think that can be powerful.
I think it could be negotiated. I could actually see Hallelujah Boys going in a different direction with like a double fairy team at this point, and then fleshing out more anti-steals later.
That's a great point.
We'll have to see.
You think a Charmer or one of our stronger fairies?
If you go with a Charmer, like maybe Sylveon, so you don't stack Ice Weakness.
Right.
But I think Chris is looking in a good spot too with Mewtwo and Palkia. I don't know. I mean, I think that opens a lot of possibilities for him. Could even go with like maybe Zarude actually to help cover like a Tyranitar. What other things do you struggle with? I think help with like Groudon.
It's tough against Yveltal though.
It is tough against Yveltal, but like has the Palkia and can grab other things. Although, you know, at this point with the 2 big dragons on Heater's team, maybe Chris will just take the loss and not build for that. We'll have to see.
Or maybe Chris just goes for
Hallelujah Boy is using up a lot of time here.
Chris also notably in first place on the clock. There it is, the Metagross. Yeah.
Get the Metagross off the board, giving him the hard Steel check. Does increase the weakness to Excadrill. Plenty of Excadrill counters left though. Yeah, although I wouldn't say Zacian is exactly weak to Ho, and at this point in time, I think you can run. There's no reason to not run Wild Charge and Close Combat.
Right.
Against the Ludicolo. So we'll have to see if the Ludicolo will pick up something that will force Hallelujah Boys off that choice.
Ooh, Chris wanted the Metagross, it looks like.
Yeah, I think Palkia Metagross is like pretty staple, although that would increase his dark weakness. He's going with Garchomp. I think Garchomp gives him the double dragon with Mewtwo. That is a lot of power. Does have fairy weakness, does have weakness to Dialga. Going to want to pick up some hard checks. Unfortunately, steals are limited, even though there are less drafters than usual. So now you have some problems here. You're gonna have to consider like what steals will be left, what are even viable to use against the teams that theoretically should be weak to steel. Like there's no more Excadrill or Melmetal, so how do you fight Heater? Jirachi looks like a horrible choice to do that.
D-Tran?
You got a
One of our
Heatran
top
is
steals
really
left.
gonna struggle. Heatran is just okay against
Yeah.
Dialga and really struggles with Reshiram, just because you're outpaced and the fire spins are double resisted. We're gonna see the
His
Togekiss from
counters.
Oliviero has no concern from ice types apparently, and he's just going to brave it with, I guess, just the sheer bulk and damage output of his team. Could run Dragon Tail against ices with Fire Punch on the Groudon to force shields.
Zarude.
See the
Okay.
Zarude come out.
I
Okay,
like this. Good neutral battler.
that team is looking like it's a little weak to Lugia. Still has some ways to fight back. Other issues that I could see are just general dragon weakness. Stefan's picking up Dragonite rather, first on his wheel pick to complete the Steel Double Dragon Core, and then maybe he swaps into another Steel for Dragon Double Steel perhaps.
Right, then you can run Steel Double Dragon or Dragon Double Steel. I think with this Kyogre Lando. Oh, he goes
Okay,
for
we're getting
Charm.
Sylveon get a Charm, so now his team is extremely strong.
I think I want to see Heatran.
His team is very strong against other dragons, I would say, because you could run Dragon Tail, Giratina, have the Dragonite, have the Sylveon. The Sylveon is a good check to Heater. I think Charmer is looking really valuable. If you want to be able to fight Heater, Shadow Gardevoir might be going next pretty soon. That's probably the one thing that can charm through at least one of those dragons and then take out like half of the next. Gardevoir's very squishy though, so he can't charm through the whole team, especially if he goes with Gusty Veltal.
Yeah, so I think we need Dragon Resist here. So we need either Steel or Fairy immediately.
I expect, with this team right now, you probably need some stronger dragon answers. So maybe a fairy, maybe a dragon of your own. There are still a few options on the table. We're going with Florges. I don't hate that pick. It does make sense, although
I don't love it.
Still have. I mean, there's still some issues. I mean, like Zekrom is very dangerous against this team. Even like Reshiram could be dangerous. So you might have some issues there trying to negotiate with that. But there are still 2 picks left and a number of dragons as well. So we'll have to see how he's able to round out that team. I expect Oliviero to go with something for Ice now. Probably need to really consider picking up a Steel. With Giratina and Groudon, he has 2 things that are very strong against other Steels to protect the Togekiss, so probably need to start thinking about protecting from Ice. And he's taking a think about it. I mean, do you have any predictions for this pick?
I mean, again, if you want a Steel that helps against Ice, I think Heatran is the way to go. I think it's unfortunately the best Steel left on the table.
Okay, I can see that.
I also think I'm still not sure about this Florges. I'm excited to see where Mammothwine starts going though.
Yeah, some of the ices seem to be going a lot later than usual, and we haven't seen any go yet. Mammothwine's still on the table. Oliviero could actually take a ice to help counter ice.
You would, I mean, you'd have to go
that would be Regice or potentially Avalugg. Gonna take the Heatran though with a hard ice counter. That's good, although does struggle. And at this point in time, Regice is capable of beating this whole team. Even beats Heatran in the 2s. Just something to think about.
So, wait, did Chris make his pick? Oh man, that's
not.
It looks like he wanted the Heatran.
Not sure. Looks like he's gonna have to take
Primarina.
I like that. He takes a Charmer to fight the other fairies. And that is actually a pretty good pick because it walls the standard moveset on Reshiram. So you'd have to consider Stone Edge if you want like a hard-hitting move to hit the Primarina with. Primarina can beat Dialga in the 0s if it doesn't have Thunder. and in the ones. So it does have some flexibility. And it's a good answer to the Yveltal too. So that's that basically I like that pick. It puts a lot of pressure on Heater to now pick something for specifically for Charm.
I am excited to see what Hallelujah Boys picks. I think we've just got a great team so far. We are a little bit weak to ground though.
Ground weakness, but there's plenty of ices still on the table. You could even see I could see a Mamoswine going now, actually.
Good too. I could also see Gyarados being able to put out a lot of dragon pressure, then also just spam Aqua Tails on the table.
Could see the Gary. Gary looks really good against the Ludicolo too, actually, which might end up being one of his one issue. Could run Waterfall.
Yeah, it could in that matchup. Yeah.
So far, it can run Waterfall.
And there's the Gyarados. I hope he's got a Shadow too.
Yeah, you're gonna need that Shadow.
So much upside.
I think that's a good pick for him. Let's see what else we can get out here on the board.
So I'm also interested in this world with limited selections. I wonder if we're ever going to have a fighting panic, or if no one's just going to respect fighters at all.
And we see the Landorus Incarnate go now. I mean, I honestly kind of think Heater should have went with that. I'm not sure why we went Yveltal. With those two dragons, I really don't think you need it. They can both fight Mewtwo just fine.
We're going to have to see Heater come up with something for grounds.
Yeah. And the thing is, taking that Lando would have prevented it from being used against him and had given him a grand counter. And we get the Latios now.
Okay, I like this. I like it as
okay. Ludicolo, his team building, I actually really like. Recognizing that you could get dragons later, he strategically picked some strong anti-steals and a neutral safe swap in the Snorlax. So now with Latios, Ho-Oh, and Excadrill, he basically has like a dragon with two like anti-charmers, anti-steals. Snorlax safe swap can hang in with those things as well, and he can combo this into a second dragon. That would basically completely clear up his Kyogre weakness. I think Ludicolo has actually a strong team. It's looking like a sleeper.
Yeah, I think just the neutral matchups allow him a lot of play, a lot of flexibility in what he has to do here. I'm interested in what the second dragon's going to be, though, because it looks like it's going to shape up being a team slightly weak to fighters if they ever happen. I think Hydreigon is a strong pick for him still.
I'm thinking Como-O could be the right pick.
Ooh.
I would give him 2 Dragon Claw users. It doesn't add to his it doesn't add to like creating more of a Genesect weakness. Genesect with Douse Drive could be potentially threatening to this team. So that gives you like basically a wall to it if Oscar chooses to bring it, which he might. I mean, he can check the Latios with Lugia, but if he doesn't have Genesect, then Latios looks actually pretty strong against Oscar. And we see that the Mew has now gone. Heater picking up. If he's willing to put the TMs in, that's okay value at round 4, especially with the team he's already built. And it's very good for anti-steal actually, and it can hang in against the Charmers as well.
It's pretty flexible, just being able to spam out Surfs when you need to, being able to spam out Dragon Claws when you need to. It can act as a pseudo-dragon, Dragon Tail, Dragon Claw, while not taking dragon damage back.
Oh, we see Zamazenta. Heater is like, I don't care about your fairies. And I think at this point, that's a pretty clear signal to me that he probably intends to run Fire Fang Rush against some of these teams. So we see the Como-O go out, and we have now 2 Dragon Claw users with...
Ludicolo is just listening to the stream right now.
Honestly, we're so plugged in with each other. I don't know if he's going to be able to take the win. Obviously, drafting is, in my opinion, even less than half of the battle. It's all going to come down to execution, but I think overall, the construction of this team makes a lot of sense, has a ton of coverage. He still has 1 pick left to pick up some extra utility.
I think we're gonna have to see a fairy in the back for Ludicolo. But again, there's plenty of options for fairies still on the board.
Yeah, for sure.
What does Oscar need? Still a way to chunk through steel types. So what are our remaining options for that?
I don't know. I mean, he also has like a bit of an ice weakness. Mamoswine looks like it could put in some strong work here. Avalugg could be annoying. Can even run Crunch for the Meloetta. And the Ice Fang damage certainly is nothing to sneeze at.
I actually love Avalugg.
Overall, there is no water resist on Oscar's team at all. And I have to tell you that it's a bit of a scary thought to go against Kyogre with no water resist.
Do we have to pick budget Kyogre at this point?
I mean, I don't know if I like Milotic for him. I think, especially in an 8-person lobby, I think it's too early. One thing I will say is that Milotic looks like a potential core breaker for Ludicolo. I mean, it's not so strong that it's like a huge problem. You can certainly fight it with everything that he has. Ho can easily take a surf, obviously. You just want to take the surf before you debuff, of course. So Milotic has to play a waiting game, but the Brave Bird is no joke, right? So you really would prefer to like avoid having to take one if you could.
I think also, unless it's running Waterfall, it's not really putting out a ton of fast move pressure.
Blaze is thinking that we should go with hacks for Oscar. Mosty suggesting Swampert. Swampert would give you something to fight ice with, although I don't rate Swampert that high anymore. Yeah, I still have the Kyogre issue. Haxorus does give you a good amount of play actually against the Kyogre team. Could run counter for
still hates ice though.
Could run counter Surf. And the Surf can hit the Lando. Yeah, but if with counter hacks, you can actually like put in some damage. I think counter hacks, Meloetta is decent against all the ice types. Can definitely fight them all. Genesect obviously can fight all the ice types. So I think Genesect, maybe Meloetta, and hacks could be sufficient. Mosty makes the point that a Mewtwo is still available as well, which is like a pretty decent generalist. And looking around,
I don't know that you can take triple Psychic though.
No, I don't think you could do that either. Yeah, but I'm looking around at Armored Mewtwo, and it seems to me like actually it has a lot of play against the Ludicolo with like Dynamic Punch, Rock Slide. Pretty much could do a lot of damage to everything except for the Latios. And Armored Mewtwo is fully capable of beating Snorlax.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if we're going to see a Shadowlax.
Maybe, he could. I'm not entirely sure what he's packing. I mean, he could have all the variants. Could even see Shadow Latios. Right?
Could.
Yeah, Blaze making the point that Armored Mewtwo seems okay against Stefan, except for the Giratina, Rock Slide, Dynamic Punch. Certainly could put in a lot of work. I mean, you don't even really need Rock Slide for Dragonite. Can fight it with Psy Strike just fine. Psy Strike, Dynamic Punch looks like it could be quite decent against Stefan. You would need some strong Giratina checks though if you were to bring Armored Mewtwo against that team. But certainly playable.
Still waiting on Oscar. I imagine you have to take something for Ice. I'm wondering if Regice itself is a fine pick. You can at least get Thunder to fight back against Waters, like the Kyogre. I don't love it, but maybe it's the best you can do here.
Well, he has like 3 anti-fighters with Lugia, Meloetta, and Lando.
Yeah.
So I think you could actually field a Regice at this point, yeah.
I think so too. And again, I just don't know if we're going to see tons of fighters with just how much power you're going to have left on the board.
Yeah, now, you have to remind me here. Is Buzzwole allowed in this?
Buzzwole is not allowed in this, but Buzzwole will be allowed for the draft starting in September because we just haven't had a global release of it yet.
And the Galarian birds, are they allowed?
Galarian birds are actually allowed in this.
Interesting. So that actually provides a little bit of flex. I mean, that Galarian Zapdos, I can see it could do a lot of damage to some of these teams and could be an amazing round 6 pick for somebody who actually has a good version of it.
I am really excited to see a Galarian Zapdos pick come out. I think that would be amazing. I think it's going to really make waves here. We also have some other great picks recently released that can come out as well. Buzzwole, obviously not today. I think it's going to make a big splash. But I'm really excited to see maybe an Amara come out. Again, probably not today, but in a larger lobby. I think we'll have that opportunity.
All right, Oscar taking up a good amount of time here.
Oscar definitely not winning the least amount of time used.
No, he will not be winning any brevity contests. And he's going to really need to start making his final decision here pretty soon. We are nearing the end, so every pick counts as it does throughout, really. But now you really need to think about... Right, I would say there's less worry about being sniped and more about like trying to figure out the right thing for your team. I think there's a lot of options because of the 8-person format and just how far the game has come in terms of content releases. Certainly, there's less scarcity than there used to be in earlier draft seasons. So now you really need to pare through everything and just try and figure out like what actually would add value to your team.
You know, I have only been around since version 12 or so, but I did get to take a look back at the picks for version 1, and I have to say I was getting a good laugh at what went and where. There were just so many fewer options back then.
There were, and not only fewer options, but also legacy moves that were not TMable, like Dragon Breath Dragonite, Dragon Breath Gyarados. You were just, if you didn't have it, you had to trade for it, or you just don't, you can't make one.
And also move changes that didn't happen yet, right? Like Lugia came into play with Dragon Tail, Excadrill somewhat recently came into play.
Yeah, or even moves that didn't exist yet. In version 1, there was no charm. So Togekiss had to be Air Slash or Hidden Power. And if you wanted it to fight like some of the things that you would want Togekiss to fight with, you kind of need a Hidden Power Dragon or a Hidden Power Ice version. Otherwise, with Air Slash, you're kind of hopeless against Dialga. Just absolutely dominates if you're running Air Slash.
And Oscar really, really using the clock here. I think we can skip ahead and try to make guesses for what's coming next.
Not to mention, shadow forms didn't exist in the earlier seasons either, and that certainly gave things different amounts of viability and flexibility. So, I have to say, things have really come a long way now in terms of just the diversity of picks, the depth of choices that you can make within the picks that you do have in terms of movesets, shadow, non-shadow form.
I think everything's a lot more balanced than it was before as well. Just as more content releases, pick order matters less. And I think that was really demonstrated in our last version, where there were so many dragons that could be taken, and the choke point was really the steals. And there aren't enough steals to go around, really.
Even in the smaller lobby, I think we're already sort of seeing... I think we started seeing the effects of that already in round 2 with, Melmetal going, Genesect, and Excadrill going. Metagross went round 3, Heatran round 4, and really, there's not much left now. You've got Jirachi, and then some of the more, desperate picks, like Empoleon and Magnezone and Registeel. Something not really being talked about yet.
Okay.
Goes with the Gardevoir pick for more anti-dragon optionality. Does still have some issues with that Kyogre. We'll have to see if he wants to get a specific check for it at the end. A little bit surprised by that. We see the Avalugg rather. Pardon me.
I like Avalugg.
Hallelujah, I like that.
Great save swap.
It's an ice that can fight some of the other ices. And now we see the Regirock going on. I really like that for Chris, actually, because right now he really could use something to, like, check Lugia in a stronger way. And with Regirock actually has a decent matchup against Genesect. Can output a lot of damage to it.
Regirock also looking pretty good against a Ludicolo's team.
Regirock can fight Landorus Incarnate. Actually, it's not as bad as you would think. Especially with shield energy advantages, you can actually beat Landorus. And you know, this is going to be, I think it's actually a really good value. It even has a lot of play against Heater. Focus Blast Stone Edge can hit everything on that team really hard. And I think the same can be said for even a Ludicolo. I mean, Regirock can beat Latios.
So I'm looking at
Oliviero.
Looking at Oliviero right now. I think he's got his steals covered. He can kill those. Yep. He can deal with dragons. But I think he'd like one more himself. And I'm wondering if this is where we get to pick Hydreigon.
Maybe. If he goes with Hydreigon, I think he probably might want something else for Ice besides Heatran at the end. Just to, you know, it's a little bit... At this point, it's like pretty much would need to have the Heatran aligned on like an Avalugg or something, or Avalug's just going to chew through him.
Or he could take Counter Hacks is still up, which kind of deals with ices. I mean, it's not great, but
it's better. Okay. Definitely playable.
I'm just looking at this again, just like a weakness to Kyogre. He really only has the Giratina to fight it at this point, which is why I thought Kyogre would have gone higher in the first round.
Yeah, Kyogre definitely, I think, easier to build around in this format. And yeah, we do see hacks being recommended by the chat and now picked by Oliviero. That's going to give him two things to check Kyogre and water in general, and is also going to give him another soft check to ice and some of the steals as well.
So I think we need to steal ourselves right here.
All right, so now on the Kyogre team, in a bit of a, I don't know, sort of an interesting situation. I think we are a little Dragon weak, even though we have Florges. Maybe we want a Dragon of our own, and, you know, do we go double dark? We have three things that can fight fighters with Florges, Lando, and Kyogre.
No, we still the one thing I will say is fairies ourselves, though.
He has built a team which is uniquely weak to Virizion, actually. Having a pretty good matchup against Landorus, could even fight Florges. You resist the Vine Whips and can spam Leaf Blades, and you wall Zarude altogether. I don't know if Virizion will be picked, because I think probably you could deal with that team in other ways. But it's certainly interesting. I don't really see too many other teams where you might consider Virizion. I mean, maybe against Chris is not that bad against Palkia or Garchomp. Neutralish matchups that are losing in a lot of scenarios, but could win. Can throw Leaf Blades at the Primarina and has a good matchup against Regirock. So really, the biggest issue would be the Mewtwo.
Tapu Lele. All right, so double fairy.
Tapu Lele. Now
you might have trouble with steel types, though.
I think you have some trouble with Genesect now. I think you have. It's an interesting pick. I don't know if I like that.
I don't.
I'm really thinking like this team had some advantages against the Lugia team, but has quickly given them away with some of these picks. And now we have the wheel, which Stefan has had a lot of time to think about this.
Still an ice weakness for Stefan, so I think we have to see some sort of ice resist.
Could go Jirachi. Only problem with that is you've really created a big Excadrill weakness, and to an extent, Groudon with Dragon Tail Fire Punch would be very uncomfortable if the Sylveon can't align with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious to see what he's thinking here. Without that Melmetal, if that Melmetal gets baited out, Ice could be a problem. Could take his own Ice. Could go with Regice.
I think I would like Regice.
He has 3 anti-fighters already. So I think Regice is supportable at this point in time.
Yeah, I actually think Regice fits really well here. It can help battle the steals as well. And you just have a lot of flexibility with Regice, which we saw in our last Champs draft, with Kelsey sporting a whole bunch of different movesets. So again, sort of just a flexible Pokemon to fit your needs of your opponents. But we also don't really see that much ice out here.
Yeah. Now, something that hasn't been picked yet, but I can certainly see some places where it could put in work. I think most notably against Alodicolo and Oscar. And yeah, I think even Ole. I think Zapdos hasn't really been talked about yet. But Zapdos has good matchups against Ho-Oh. Snorlax, the Shadow version, can beat Latios. And has the Drill Peck for the Como-O. And then against Oscar, that moveset is completely unwalled. Can hit everything for neutral. So I think someone may want to be considering that now. But let's see what Stefan decides to do. He has a very anti-dragon team, I think. Like, definitely very capable of fighting the dragons. Could go with, like... I don't know if he's, like, specifically weak to anything at this point in time. Maybe Metagross with like, energy could be dangerous. Certainly, Meteor Mash has hit Origin very hard, especially if it's been chipped and it can get a farm down. And there are opportunities for Metagross to farm against this team. Obviously against the Sylveon, but even, you know, walling Dragonite. Dragonite does output a lot of damage against Metagross, though, in evens, especially with 2 shields up. The Metagross with energy could be very dangerous for Stefan to have to deal with. I'm curious, he could go with Milotic. Milotic actually looks okay against Haraluya It's not fantastic, but it's not terrible either. It does open up more issues from Zacian, and right now it looks like Zacian can just do close combat play rough with no issues. Obviously, Origin can beat Zacian, but Zacian with energy would be absolutely deadly for Stefan, so maybe he's contemplating Jirachi.
I wonder if you even... Jirachi would be... I think Jirachi would be tough.
Jirachi adds to that Excadrill weakness.
Yeah. And also Groudon with Fire Punch. And just do a lot.
The thing is, against Dragon Tail, you can hang in. Yeah, so the Zacian is like probably the biggest issue.
So like maybe you just say I'm not going to play this matchup and hope to win the luck there.
I mean, maybe. I mean, Altered also looks pretty good against him too. At this point, definitely able to annoy with Dragon Claw spam and or Shadow Sneak. So that puts you in a bit of an awkward spot.
You know what? I like Regice against Oliviero's entire team, though.
Yeah, Regice is looking pretty good. I don't know. I definitely feel it feels like it's good value now too. Honestly.
Round 5. I think is later than it normally goes. Bulu is a decent pick here for the ground.
I mean, Bulu is looking kind of good against Chris, just as like a side note. Yeah, Bulu looking very good against Chris, especially with shields and energy. And there are opportunities for Bulu to farm certain things, like the Dragon Tail users.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know if Bulu's gonna go. If anybody like really thinks they need something, to check Chris, you know, over just like something generalist. But
Kelsey, I'm not surprised Lele went over Bulu on Ole's team though, because I don't know how much Bulu contributes there.
I would love Kyogre Double Grass, actually. I think we have a missed opportunity, but it could come back around. Get the triple fairy at the end.
Hey, I mean, you need your Dragon Resist somewhere, right?
Yeah. Stefan's really thinking about this one. There are a number of options that are on the table that are pretty solid. In some ways, what's tough about this draft is that I think there are more options left than you would be accustomed to at this point in time. So it's like now you're trying to evaluate them. Something that's completely unmentioned at this point, but I'm not entirely sure, given the overall team composition, that it like really works, just because the dual stab that it has can't comfortably slot in anywhere against any team. You're gonna have to make some sacrifices. But talking about Rhyperior right now, I'm not entirely sure exactly where you would bring it. Like, where there are ground weaknesses, there are ground resists, and where there are rock weaknesses, there are rock resists. So it would be pretty difficult to find the exact moveset that you could bring. But with energy, Rhyperior is very dangerous. There are certainly things that it could farm down and then have Rock Wreckers or Superpowers or Surfs or what have you to throw. It is tanky.
It actually looks pretty good against Heater's team.
Yeah. Definitely some play against Heater. Have to watch, if you go the Mud Slap route, have to watch out for the Veltal and the Zamazenta, although you can live a close combat from full.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, since it looks like we're not gonna get Fighter Panic, I would be very, very interested in a Shadow Tyranitar coming out. Because without the fighters to check it, like, it can just put on tons of fast move pressure.
Yeah, I think Tyranitar is very interesting. The SmackDown version actually looks good against Hallelujah Boys. Shadow Smack can smack through Zacian. Can do a lot. Obviously, just can destroy Gyarados and Avalugg, and can even beat Zekrom. So that leaves you in a position against Metagross where the Smackdowns would be resisted. But of course, with energy, I mean, Shadow Crunch is basically has to be shielded. Doesn't one shot, but it might as well. And then Tyranitar, I think, would be somewhat difficult to bring against the Ludicolo. Obviously, it's tempting because of the Ho-Oh, but Shadow Smack against Excadrill is going to be a big no. Can bite through it with the Shadow version, though.
Bite does look pretty good against the Ludicolo.
You resist the licks from Snorlax, so it's sort of just like a baiting game with trying to guess the Superpower and the Body Slam combos. Against Latios, you lose with Smackdown, but you can win, obviously, with Bite. But you're completely walled. Unless you have a Purified Tyranitar with Return, Como-O is a very hard check to it. But Stefan has... we're certainly not helping with this discussion. It seems only adding to Stefan's general sense of confusion at this point.
I think Regice is like a pretty safe pick for him here.
Yeah. I would tend to agree, but, maybe he's deciding which order to take his picks in, and then he still has to pick something else after he decides on Regice. So it's maybe the second pick that's giving him trouble.
Also, maybe just vying for most time used, which is not an award, it's actually a punishment. He will receive a mini badge of shame for this.
Yes, I would agree.
But as the wheel, like, you don't know how much time everybody else is going to use.
Really thinking about this. One other thing that I don't really rate that high, but it is available, is Walrein. It is still an available pick. It is a little underpowered in Master League, but it can have some play. Right now, it would be kind of annoying for Olivero to have to fight a Walrein. Honestly, it can be very spammy, and can certainly put in some work against a number of these teams. I mean, even Hallelujah Boys, the Zekrom, the Avalugg, double resist those Ice Fangs, has Earthquake for the Metagross, resist Waterfall from Gyarados, and it's just generally annoying to Gyarados. It's just something to consider.
Yeah, largely underpowered.
A little underpowered, but maybe it slots in somewhere. And we see, there you go, there's the Regice and the Zapdos to round out Stefan's team, which we had talked about, I don't know, quite some time ago. So now Ole has the opportunity to finish his team and has had more than enough time to think about this. Might want to opt for Hydreigon. Go with the double dark option. Could be interesting. Haven't seen that too much.
So looking at chat, I think one of the problems with Mamoswine, though, that it wouldn't give you water resist.
It would not.
So in a vacuum, much better Mamoswine is, but I think adds an extra weakness.
I think he's in a position to take Mamo, though. He is the Kyogre player after all. And is Gyarados really going to go Waterfall against the Zarude team and the Kyogre team? I don't think so.
Oh, if we're speaking specifically about Ole, yeah, I think
yeah, Mamoswine actually I think is a supportable option for him. Still haven't seen any fighters go, or real fighters, just a pseudo fighter
users.
in Haxorus. And another thing that's still on the table, it's a little bit weak, but does provide certain niche use, is a Scavalier.
It would give him a steal, which he's very in need of, in my opinion.
And the Scavalier has some decent play against Heater, by the way.
Yeah.
Didn't you know? And looking around, Scavalier could be annoying for Hallelujah Boys to an extent as well, so maybe someone will consider that. And there's still, there are a lot of dragons left. There's Goodra,
so many,
right? Haven't talked about that yet. Kyurem is still left. Hydreigon's left. There's tons of dragon options to round the teams out.
I don't know that he needs a dragon here, though.
He doesn't have any right now.
I know.
He has none. It's just something to think about. Even though he has two fairies. He has two fairies, but he's made his team very weak to Dialga. Maybe he would most benefit from a fighter. But we actually see the pick is made from the live chat. And we're going to go with a Dragon Claw user as our last pick. It looks like we went with Kyurem.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it. I mean, it's he does take a dragon last. I don't know if that was the best dragon to take overall. But we have 3 anti-fighters, so it's definitely supportable.
The typing's not great, but Dragon Claw is.
Yeah, for sure. I do think overall, looking at his team, I think he's going to struggle. But we'll see. We'll see if he's able to play around it. Okay, I've got Oliviero's last pick now.
I think it was a strong start. I think a strong 3 non-dragons was great, and then I don't think Florges was the way to go.
Maybe not at that point, no.
So Oliviero, I think we still need to be able to cover some sort of ice here. I'm not really sure what we're looking at.
Well, there's a number of fighters available. One thing that is pretty good in some ways is Terrakion has a lot of play against some of these teams. Terrakion can do some work against Oscar, for example. Can annoy Genesect for sure. Do a lot of damage to Smackdown. Lugia is a winning matchup. If the Meloetta doesn't have Confusion for some reason, although it does seem like it would run Confusion against Oliviero, then Terrakion is actually not that bad. There, against Landorus, you can actually bully Landorus a little bit. With the fast move pressure and even Sacred Swords. Terrible against Gardevoir, although I do believe you can get to a Rock Slide before dying. Just a thought, but there's a number of more traditional fighters still available. Goodra is still on the table if he wants to go for the triple dragon with Heatran and Groudon. Very spicy. Haven't seen Mamoswine picked yet, which must be hurting Kelsey deeply to see that.
You think we're gonna see a Magnezone go here? Not in this pick, but in this draft.
You see Magnezone going in the near future. Interesting. And who do you think might take that?
Oh no, I was wondering your thoughts.
Well, Magnezone. It's kind of hard to bring Magnezone around here. I guess Oscar is where it might be best used. Outside of the Landorus, it seems like it has some play. And then that aside, I don't know. Maybe against Hallelujah Boys, if it doesn't meet the Zekrom, has play there. Could run return if you really want to do damage to that Zekrom. You could go with return.
Yeah, we're pretty low on steel.
And Chris, Magnezone can annoy Palkia, can certainly do well against the Primarina. Regirock is a bit of a problem. It does carry Earthquake in addition to Focus Blast, and the Flash Cannon doesn't one-shot. What else is left? We mentioned Armored Mewtwo earlier.
The rest of the Tapus, Bulu, Coco.
Suicune is kind of like a weak, neutralish pick that's still available. Can harass some teams, could harass a Ludicolo a little bit.
Raikou is still available.
Raikou is available, yeah. I don't know if I like Raikou anywhere. I guess it's okay against Hallelujah Boys. I guess it's okay. It seems like it's okay against Oscar, too. Doge makes the point that Oliviero is weak to Suicune. I guess Suicune could put in some work there. I mean, it doesn't have the greatest matchup against Giratina Alter that you would expect it to have. Ice Beams are just very weak. And it can even lose to Groudon. You really need to land that Hydro Pump. Groudon can take Ice Beams just fine.
Okay.
Yeah, we finally see that Milotic go. That gives him a third Dragon with a softer Ice check.
Does Chris take Bulu just to protect himself?
I don't think that's Chris's style.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to go Bulu. He's going to leave it.
Chris's style is more...
Well, all the... Reggies are his style. He did take his Reggie. Obligatory Reggie pick.
Mm-hmm.
I am curious to see where he goes next. He's no longer weak to, Fairy. But...
He's still not great against Dragon.
Not the best against has dragons that lose to other dragons except for Garchomp, which doesn't necessarily get shields in those scenarios with Sand Tomb baiting. I mean, maybe, but we'll have to see.
Mamoswine. Okay.
Mamoswine I think is good value at round 6. I do.
Mm-hmm.
He's not particularly weak to ice. Yeah, I mean
Mamo Mewtwo is also just shield pressure, right?
He has big shield pressure with Mamo, Mewtwo, and potentially Regirock. Even Mudshot, Garchomp, right? Or maybe certain teams. And then has heavy hitters too. Can transition to Dragon Tail Garchomp and Dragon, Palkia and the Primarina.
I do like that his dragons deal with steals.
One thing to keep in mind here is that Primarina could be used with Waterfall, which would actually give it a lot of neutral play against Oscar.
Oh wow, that's actually a really great point. Be able to wall.
But the thing is, Oscar is going to get a dragon. I mean, it's impossible to prevent at this point in time. You know, Gudra is still left. I think Gudra for him in the last round would be a good pick.
He also has the Genesect, so he could pick his own favorite Dark Dragon. I'm really interested to see what we get here, though. What can round out this Asian team?
Stefan makes the point that Chris is pretty weak to Jirachi. I would counter that maybe depending on the team, we could see Mudslap Mamo come out. Just looking around real quick, there's maybe some options for that.
Also, I think there's a couple fine ways to deal with Jirachi still.
Yeah, I mean, like for example, if Jirachi ends up on Hallelujah Boy's team, well, you know, Mudslap can be used against Zekrom, and Metagross gives you neutral-ish matchup against the Avalugg. So, just saying, there are options. And Gyarados is, of course, risky to bring against Primarina. Maybe you want to go for that return Gyarados. Not sure. Kelsey observes that Mamoswine is pretty good against the Ludicolo, and I would have to agree. Can definitely put out a lot of pressure against him with his charge moves. But he has a pick left. Maybe he ends up getting Jirachi. Could certainly go for another steal. At this point, has his double dragon. Could go double steal, and then has Snorlax and Ho-Oh.
To work around
some extra options, yeah. Also kind of curious to see if someone will go with Tapu Fini. Which is a little bit underpowered, but like has some interesting play. I don't think Tapu Fini is particularly... Tapu Fini probably pretty good against Oscar. You know, water. It just seems to be a theme for him, and I'm pretty sure we will be getting a dragon pick. Could be wrong. As far as steals go, still a Scavalier left. Jirachi, as we've been talking about. Empoleon and Registeel, which I don't love those.
I don't
Empoleon's
really
just kind of weak, and I don't really think Empoleon goes anywhere. Registeel has admittedly some play against some of these teams. It is also a little bit underpowered, though. We're going to see a lot of... Hallelujah Boy is really thinking about this. Wants to make this last pick count. He does have basically a double dragon team already. Has Zekrom and Gyarados to counter steals. Has the Metagross for fairies. Zacian as sort of neutral-ish safe swap. And then Avalugg to apply pressure to those teams that has stacked Ice Weakness. So I could see a lot of potential picks for him. Does anything really stick out to you at this point?
No, I mean, I think it's pretty well-rounded. Could use something against the fairies. Maybe just to kill a little bit more. I know Zacian has a fine, like a neutral-ish matchup. Metagross, obviously great. But the Gyarados, Zekrom, if they end up getting locked in, I don't know what that would be at this point for him. He doesn't really need more steel. Could take a steal. Like maybe to the Jirachi. And then give him the option for steel double dragon, dragon double steel, which we just obviously see a lot of. Also doesn't really have a large fighting weakness. Could go for the T-Tar.
Yeah.
just to apply a bunch of pressure himself.
Could go for Tyranitar too, yeah.
Or look at matchups that he's just weak in, which I don't see tons of. I will be surprised if Bulu doesn't end up going somewhere.
I'm curious to see if anyone has Galarian Zapdos. That's what I really want to see right now.
I would love a Galarian Zapdos pick.
Round 6, man, that would be some extreme value, I think.
I don't know if any of our participants have been lucky enough to get a Galarian Zapdos.
I'm also unsure about this, but it's definitely a possibility that we should.
I would snap it off.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's any other overlooked picks at this point in time. Definitely have, I think, covered most things that are still available. There are some, like, novelties that are still left over. Like, I think, so the Galarian Mons are allowed. Sneasler is not very good, I think, but maybe fits in. I was kind of looking around earlier. I didn't really see any obvious Sneasler applications. We see the very quick 1-2 picks with Raikou from Hallelujah Boys. Oscar, who's had all the time in the world to think. He takes the Goodra, of course. And why would you not?
We'll see if a Ludicolo can get this least time used.
A Ludicolo might have a pick queued in the wings. Maybe he goes for the second steal. Does he have a Jirachi? I'm not sure. I would love to see what his last pick is. I think he has a very balanced team. What are we gonna go with at the end?
Surfetched?
We go with...
What's happening?
Is that really? Oh, we have a Surfetched. Gonna be honest, I really didn't expect that. I'm not sure what to think, actually. I feel like Surfetched is not the best option left. Especially if you want to go the fighting route. There's still Machamp, which I think would be an obvious pick over Surfetched. There's still Conk and Machamp. Each have their merits. Surfetched, I definitely think is a weaker option of, between those.
I wonder if this is just...
I think I like a Scavalier more than Surfetched too. I think a Scavalier would actually be better. Is a better fit for him, especially since it adds another steal.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but we're going for style, and I think if we're gonna rate that last pick on style, then he's getting full marks. Gonna have to give him style points.
I wonder in round 6 how much of this is just not being accustomed necessarily to having your inventory catered for Master League Draft as well. I know that happened to me in my first couple of seasons. Like, you just got to pick what you have. Heater goes with the Jirachi, which I like. 2 steals.
He has 2 steals, but he has a gigantic Excadrill weakness at this point in time. Groudon also looks kind of annoying for him. Can run Dragon Tail and harass everything. Obviously, you could go with the Ice Fang Zamazenta. To apply some more pressure, but I don't know. I don't know if I liked Heater going with... But here's the thing. Heater has a ton of raw damage output between the 2 Dragon Breath users or potentially Fire Fang. Gusty Veltal. Maybe Ice Fang Zamazenta could do Dragon Tail or Volt Switch Mew. I mean, Confusion Jirachi he's kind of like a heavy hitting fast move team, honestly. It's pretty interesting. But all the picks have been concluded, so we have the full teams available for your consideration. Let us know what you think is the best. Who has the strongest team?
I believe they have a couple of minutes to put their teams together, and we'll get the bracket up here. But notable picks that didn't go.
There's a number of those. Yeah, Tapu
Rhyperior.
Bulu.
Yeah.
No Walrein.
Okay, so we get to see our
No
matchup.
fighters, like Machamp and Conk. No Machamp, no Conk.
No Galarian Zapdos.
No G-Zap. No one has it seems. No Articuno. Articuno has become much less popular in draft, though, as of late. Rayquaza did not go, which is usually like a budget, a last round dragon to help give you an extra dragon. So that makes sense in a smaller format that wouldn't go. Some kind of like not great picks that sometimes go for utility, Cresselia and Suicune. Not really any need for those in a smaller draft format, I would say. No Latias. No Tyranitar.
No Tyranitar really surprised me. Just because of the lack of fighters, like that's usually what holds Tyranitar back. And I'm surprised with nobody taking fighters that nobody took Tyranitar.
Yeah. No Heracross, no Walrein. I may have mentioned that already.
No Virizion.
Did Swampert go? Do we see Swampert go?
No, but I think Swampert's
no
really
Swampert.
fallen off. Especially
Swampert's really fallen off.
I think outside of the Kyogre, you're really just like the waters. They aren't super strong. Palkia, but I think more of that as a dragon. Armored Mewtwo went undrafted.
Yeah, I would agree with Blaze that maybe Armored Mewtwo was a bit better suited. Although he did pick a hard wall to Fairy, and I think like some double. I'm surprised no one went for a double charm build. Granbull didn't go. Double charm looks like it would be extremely potent against Teeter's team. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised no one elected to go that option. Especially
just Kyogre double charm was an option.
Could have went Kyogre double charm. Could have did a lot of things. I thought maybe the Landorus second pick with the Kyogre was not the best, especially with could have did Kyogre Zekrom. I mean, could have did Kyogre Palkia. I don't know.
That would have been good.
I am thinking that Landorus pick 2 was a big mistake. We'll have to see if he can pull that out. It's gonna be difficult though. I mean, we can see the bracket though now, so we should probably talk about that a little bit. We're gonna have Stefan versus Chris first in the first round. Heater versus Olodocolo. Oscar versus Oliviero, which I think will be pretty interesting, especially with that Zekrom having a lot of play against Oscar. And then we have Ole versus Hairluya Boys.
And here's our teams.
Or sorry, Hairluya Boys actually has Zekrom. Apologies. We have the teams up for us. Yeah, this way I don't make any more mistakes with remembering who has what. Is there any notable lopsided matchups that stick out to you as we look at round 1 in the bracket?
Well, I'm just starting from top to bottom. Stefan versus Chris. I feel like the Mewtwo's just gonna have it's probably coming every game. It doesn't like to see the origin, but it still has a fine Melmetal matchup, and then outside of that, I think it's just going to apply all the Psy Strike pressure.
It does, but one thing I'll say is Zapdos is actually perfectly capable of beating Mewtwo. If it doesn't have Ice Beam. It can take a Psy Strike, and you actually outpace Mewtwo with Drill Peck just because of the cycling that gives you a 5-4-5 alternation.
Zapdos is going to be a scary thing to bring into Mamo, Regirock, Garchomp, though. I think the Garchomp's going to have to be on Dragon Tail. Otherwise, it potentially just gets walled by too much. So it's not going to love seeing that Sylveon.
No, it's not. And the Regice, also a bit of a problem.
Yeah, but Regice also is going to have a problem coming into this team. Just looking at trying to cover Primarina, Regirock, and potentially Mamoswine spamming out.
Well, it can run Earthquake, it can run Focus Blast. There's a lot of potential here for some moveset trickery. But I think Chris will probably be best served running the standard Mewtwo moveset, Shadow Ball, and Side Strike. But I will say, Flamethrower could be interesting. I don't think you necessarily need Shadow Ball for Origin. 2 Side Strikes will kill.
Mhm.
And I also think, like, yeah, the Palkia, best buddy, of course, for Dragonite, could be particularly strong. Stefan would probably have liked to run Dragon Tail against these 2 dragons, but the Primarina would obviously be annoying. I expect the Melmetal will probably come every game. It does give him that Side Strike resist, and also gives him the maybe much needed Charm resist, which would allow him to run like Steel Double Dragon. I think Giratina is like an interesting save swap conceptually, but kind of risky with the dragons and the fairy. But Giratina does fine against Primarina in the ones.
And the ice. I think we're gonna see a lot of Mamo play here.
I think Mamo has to come for sure. I mean, it just it looks good against everything. You kind of have to make some sacrifice here, though. Do you want to be able to hit the Melmetal or the Regice? Stone Edge or Bulldoze?
That's a good point. I think I would rather hit the Regice.
Blaze is saying Mewtwo could run Ice Beam against Stefan to hit Giratina, and the Zapdos will be able to actually have one-shot potential against Dragonite. It can beat Melmetal straight Side Strike. It's kind of uncomfortable, though, and like, are you ever going to be even energy, even shields going into that? Maybe in the lead, but if not, wouldn't be my preference. Certainly Flamethrower could give you the option to like Psycho Cut it down after Flamethrowering it, or like, having Shadow Ball for the 2-shot and then still being able to hit everything. Mewtwo looks fantastic. It pretty much always does, right? So I think we're probably going to see Mewtwo come every single game, but yeah, I mean, are you ready to get into some battles, Slip?
I am definitely ready to get into these battles. And a pretty quick draft phase, too.
Yep. And we have Chris's video being brought up live. Everything is being played live. We can see Chris has some overcast weather, a bit of a gloomy day, but hopefully a couple wins will brighten it for him. Is leaving some Mons uncaught on the overworld. Maybe could use some more Machamp XLs. I mean, never a bad thing.
And we've got a buddied Rhyperior. Hopefully that changes. I don't think that's on his team.
Yeah, so here comes the battle challenge from Stefan. Chris rocking a team that he has neither drafted and is also all XL'd. I'm sure that would give him a nice advantage, though.
I don't think we covered everything here is level 40.
Yeah, this is a classic draft. We do see the Mewtwo being selected. Looks like he's going to use it as a save swap. It is in the middle slot. And if I know Chris, and I know Chris well, he likes to have his save swap in the middle.
I do too. I don't know why. I just always try to make sure that happens.
I like having my save swap on the bottom, actually, in the last slot, because it's closer to where I would start tapping where my charge moves are to switch. That's just a personal preference of mine. Of course, there's no right or wrong way. I am right, though. And everybody who doesn't do things my way is wrong. But, ultimately, it's for you to decide. Just know, if you do put your save swap in the middle, you are incorrect, though. And it looks like we're going to have to get another battle request coming in. Let's do it. Still has the full level 50 team. Gonna have to make some swap outs.
So we know we're having Mewtwo, Regirock. What do we think that third Pokemon's going to be?
Well, if I had to guess, probably Garchomp, yep. Going with Garchomp. Garchomp is the tankier of the dragons, able to bulk through Dragonite. Giratina can take Shadow Balls much better than Palkia. And has an electric resist. Zapdos' T-Bolt, Thunder, or even Zap Cannon does a lot to Palkia, so you don't have to worry about that as much. And we're going to see, I think, probably going to get this Mewtwo safe swap. Have it against the Melmetal, and this is this is a better matchup for Garchomp than it is for Palkia, obviously. We are rocking double ground, which I like. We don't need Outrage for this team.
I think we just go straight Earth Power.
Yeah. What's really valuable is that if he shows Earth Power first, Stefan might think he's double nuke, and that will allow him. You see the Flash Cannon come out as coverage. Yeah. Yeah, I like not throwing that move there.
I like
saving the energy, I think, is really smart.
We see Earthquake.
Yeah, we see the Earthquake. That's obviously to give it a more comfortable matchup against the Melmetal. I mean, we have Stone Edge for everything else. I think this makes a lot of sense. One thing I would note is he could have did another Dragon Tail or two against this Dragonite, which would allow you to kill this thing with one Stone Edge. You're going to be able to take another Dragon Claw. Outpacing anyway to the Stone Edge. Stefan is farming up. I could see a no shield here. You definitely live it, but he's deciding to 2-shield. I honestly think at this point in time, it would be definitely... No, I think it's best to actually shield this. I think, the moves that the Garchomp possesses right now give it a very nice matchup in the zeros, has energy advantage, and getting rid of this Dragonite would be very annoying. Gonna let it go, though. Decides to let it go, which is totally fine. Dragonite's gonna be able to get to another move here. He tries to go for the catch. Oh, and he's over farming a lot. And I think you let the Rock Slide go. And now I think you're in a very difficult position as Stefan. This Mewtwo is absolutely loaded for the end game. Not going to want to throw that. Can now build up with the Garchomp a little bit more. Does the one Dragon Tail and throw Earth Power coming through. Dragonite's still pretty healthy, so I expect it to come back in. Oh, he's not going to come in. I mean, maybe it would have been like a good farm down. Going to Sand Tomb this. That is going to help aid with the cleanup here. And Mewtwo, I think, is going to be able to be doing that just fine.
Yep.
Stefan's going to want to switch out of this, right? Because he's at, this Mewtwo's completely loaded, and the Sylveon is debuffed. Mewtwo's looking pretty low, so you're going to need to judiciously manage energy and health here. Got to go for that Psycho Cut down.
Oh, love that.
Looks very low. Can take another Dragon Breath. Doesn't look like a breath came through on the charge move. This shouldn't quite KO, I don't think. Yep. Oh, okay. Yep, it is. Just enough. It does a little bit, it does over half, but the Dragonite was still 60 plus percentage, so might have needed another Psycho Cut after that. Really well played by Chris, I think, and great use of restraint in not throwing moves when it would have been tempting to otherwise, and I think using the energy appropriately. Gonna see game 2 now. Gonna make an adjustment, dropping the Garchomp altogether. Probably worried about the Sylveon coming out. Doesn't want to be walled. He showed a kind of a weak to Origin team in the back. You see Dragonite into... This is fantastic. Although, awkwardly, Dragonite can bully Mamoswine, though. So it depends really on how many shields you want to go down here. Needs to be careful of the Avalanche catch on Melmetal, which is most certainly on this team. If you're leading Dragonite, you're going to have Melmetal. Takes the early shield. Gonna switch out, though, which I actually really like this. Yeah. Save that energy for later. Mamoswine's energy is for sure more useful against the rest of the team. Has Earthquakes to harass the Melmetal. Melmetal doesn't have a cheap move to hit Regirock with. Has to go for Flash Cannon. Flash Cannon won't KO. So he's going to be able to build up to another Earthquake. Easily take this. I think you survive this Rock Slide, don't you?
Yeah,
I don't think you survive,
but I wouldn't shield.
I think you survive this. Just barely? No? Okay, not able to. Alright, it's a bit of a difficult farm down now. You have a lot of energy on Mamoswine already. But you could come in with Mewtwo. Don't want to
Rock
take
Slide.
Flash Cannon. I don't think I would overfarm too much here. Because you don't want to take a Flash Cannon.
And you still just have Dragon Breath fast.
Yeah, so you're going to farm up. One really interesting thing to note here is that because the Dragonite did stay in against this, I don't think you throw this move. I think you leave. I think you could farm this down with Mammo. I think you could Powder Snow that thing down with Mammo. But with we lost the video cutting out for just a second there. He's going to throw again.
He wants shields. He wants them all.
Get that last shield. He double shields.
Oh, this is perfect.
You actually would like survive this. We could use it as a stack later, but I think now maybe the play is to like what again? You could try to switch and farm down with Mammo.
I mean,
Lex not
to
throw this
back,
here.
though?
Well, if he's fighting really aggressively with his Dragonite, so what? I don't think you definitely avalanche this.
Yeah, you can avalanche kill.
Definitely avalanche this.
Wondering if there's the origin in the back.
The biggest problem would be the Regice.
Regice.
But it's Sylveon with proper throw timing, and we do have it already.
Should
with
be
the
fine.
One Powder Snow and throw, going to be able to get to the next avalanche. Of course, the third cycle is cheaper at only 5, and this is just an easy win now. Chris going up 2 games, 2-0. I think really well played. Like I said in the first game, but it applies to the second game. Really excellent use of restraint in terms of where to throw the moves that he has stored. Stefan, I felt like was like on the back foot. You know, he had not great leads in both games and very difficult trying to come back with. Had to over rely on the Melmetal save swap. Doesn't really have save swap for Chris.
And so we saw a 2-0, so we don't have to watch our third game.
Yep,
we're going to head up to our next set of battles. I'm going to have to dip out for 1 second, but I will rejoin you as soon as I can.
Well, no worries. I'll just be carrying the show all by my lonesome, which I'm more than happy to do. If you don't know, I can just talk for days. So we've got Heater and Elodicolo up next. This should be a particularly interesting matchup. The Ho-Oh, I think, has some good play. Has to watch out for the Reshiram, but Earthquake can hit Resh, Dialga very hard. Has Brave Bird. For the rest of the team, Earthquake for the Jirachi as well. And I believe Elodicolo also has 2 Dragon Claw users. That's going to give him a lot of play against Reshiram, and Komo has close combat for the Dialga, and notably Excadrill just looks absolutely fantastic against everything that Heater has. He's gonna have to bring Zamazenta and some spicy Muset to be able to cope. I would also note that maybe, I don't think I would bring it, but the Surfetch can certainly be obnoxious to deal with. Can counter down the Dialga and spam close combat at like Yveltal and Reshiram. Well, I wouldn't say spam, but has the nukes. But I think Ho-Oh, Drill, and then your choice of Mon, maybe even Snorlax. Snorlax looks like an okay safe swap. Has to worry about the Yveltal though, so maybe you just want to stick with Komo-O. Komo-O, Drill, Ho-Oh might be the best play. Like, honestly. We'll have to see. I mean, Heater is going to have to make some TM decisions with his Mew if he wants to bring it. And, you know, we're in a live tournament format, so it's going to be expensive to customize Mew, and trying to figure out what the movesets are is not going to be any easy feat. Slip, it's good to see you back. Gonna resize this video for a pleasurable viewing experience for the audience.
It's great to be back. I think personally I would be running Mew with Dragon Tail. It's going to only be walled up by the Excadrill, but you could easily run Surf to take care of that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, I think just Dragon Tails are going to get the job done against most of what we're going to see here. if we even see it come out. Excadrill obviously is going to be a big player, but I think Zamazenta also just has plenty of play here, being able to crunch its
Yeah.
way through a lot of things. Potentially even just running Ice Fang. I don't know if you discussed that already.
I didn't bring it up during your absence. I was waiting for you to make that point.
I don't love it, but I don't hate it either.
I don't love it. I don't hate it. I don't know. It's Ice Fang, right? It's like either it works or it doesn't.
Great against the dragons, but I mean, you're already kind of fine in that regard.
Yeah. All right. Are we about ready to get this show on the road?
I think we're definitely seeing Excadrill every single game, though.
Oh, you have to. Okay, there's literally no reason to not bring it. Excadrill looks absolutely fantastic against this team.
I think we also see Ho-Oh every single game.
Yeah. Ho-Oh and Excadrill just look chef's kiss. I think Como-O, Ho-Oh Drill is really like, why bring anything else?
Maybe we actually see Waterfall Mew. You can still spam out Dragon Claws against
Waterfall, Dragon Claw. I don't know. Is there enough time to be able to put that together?
I mean, isn't this what elite TMs are made for? What we actually should be showing is Heater's screen as he TMs through everything.
Oh, we should be seeing the TM roulette right now.
Yeah, we need.
I mean,
we need a counter too.
That must be what's happening right now behind the scenes. Like, we can't see it. But Heater is probably cycling through TMs, being like, what am I going to find? You know?
This is good enough. Yeah.
Waterfall Mew is actually kind of funny. I would love to see Waterfall Dragonclaw.
Well, because, like, yeah, seriously. Even for the dragons that are going to resist your Waterfall, they're not resisting the Dragon Claws. They're not dealing super effective dragon damage back. And also, are you going to bring both your weaker dragons into Dialga Reshiram? Because the Resh here this is not one of the Fire Fang Resh matchups.
I would say definitely not.
This is you have barely any dragon resist. Like you're double dragon breathing here.
Could go Crunch, Stone Edge, could go Crunch DM to be able to hit the Como-O in the zeros. There's definitely options. Chris is saying, does Heater run Gust? Why? I think if you're going to bring Yveltal, it makes more sense to bring Gust. Gust has a lot of pressure. One, better against Como-O. Two, more damage to Ho-Oh. And honestly, the Gusts do chunk Excadrill. I could see the argument for Snarl, Dark Pulse, and Hurricane. I do think that Dark Pulse is enough to harass Excadrill with.
Yeah, I don't really think you need the nuke for that. Yveltal doesn't honestly look bad either if we're expecting a Snorlax to come in. Which we might. Maybe Ludicolo just wants a safe swap. But I think we're right. I think we have to see Ho-Oh Excadrill every single game. Rock Slide Mew?
I don't know about Rock Slide Mew. We'll see.
Well,
you don't want to get walled by the Drill and the Kobo.
But imagine if you just have Waterfall.
We're going with
Snorlax.
This is honestly kind of reminding me of myself again when I played the Dialga team in my last season of draft, bringing the Snorlax like pretty much every single game. Was my play.
Is this a cowboy hat, Snorlax?
Do we see the cowboy hat? Time to giddy up here and ride into battle.
Certainly style points.
Seed into the Reshiram. I think you stay. This is the thing that... Oh, he has Fire Fang. Oh my god, he goes Fire Fang. Are you serious?
I don't know that I love this at all.
I don't like that at all.
I'm
gonna go right for the Earthquake. Oh my god, he doesn't shield.
Imagine if you were just dragon
I think
breathing
this
this
is
whole
easy
time.
no shield. Oh, this is super easy no shield. You actually hope he goes for the nuke. Doesn't have it. You want to die because you just come in with Ho-Oh.
Does
Okay.
yeah,
Safe swap the Ho-Oh. Doesn't have Sacred Fire. Makes it a little bit more awkward. I would over farm here on this move to see if Heater makes a timing mistake. He doesn't. You could have Thunder here.
Could have Thunder.
Could have Thunder, no Thunder. There's no Thunder. Heater, our Elodicola correctly calls that there's not going to be Thunder. It is an Excadrill team. Probably want the Draco. Goes for the shield. I think you just Brave Bird this.
Yeah, yeah.
You just Brave Bird.
I can't see a world where we... I don't like going down 2 shields here.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then at this point in time, the Snorlax could actually just come back, could come in to take the move. Yeah, Heater's going to have to throw this. Oh, this is good.
Ice Fang! Okay. Oh my god, double Fang
team. So this is fantastic because Ice Fang is non-stab. It's not super effective against Drill.
Yeah.
You're chipping it now with the Body Slam. That's actually going to be really useful.
This crunch.
I mean, you're obviously shielding everything at this point in time.
Everything.
But do keep in mind that the Dialga has energy. You're gonna want to. You need to kill this thing and stay out of Iron Head range. Doesn't shield that. Oh my goodness! I would throw again. Yep, gets the farm down.
Yeah,
okay.
This is over.
Yeah.
I think this game was lost purely on the back of.
I think this game was lost because of movesets. Yeah. We went ultra gimmicky and we were punished for it.
Speaking of ultra gimmicky, where's this Mew at? I think, honestly, Waterfall Mew would be great.
Peter has one of the strongest teams, I think. Just, like I said, raw damage output. And he chose probably the worst versions of all the movesets that he could run.
Yeah,
well, equipped with the knowledge that it's Fire Fang. Okay, we don't think we bring the duck. I don't think we bring the duck, but equipped with the knowledge that it's Fire Fang, Ho now is way more comfortable fighting Reshiram. And I think now you bring Como. I think Como makes like a ton of sense to bring. That Reshiram's useless against the dragons.
I think getting walled by the dragons and the Ho-Oh is just really, really bad for him.
Surfesh is an extremely bold call. It's pretty much only going to be useful against Dialga. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Veltal come out now, honestly. But he calls the lead, this is going to be game over for Heater, probably. I honestly think you close combat this. I don't think you mess around. I think you just throw it. I don't think you don't bait this. Heater's not shielding. He's absolutely not shielding this. I would say there's a 0% chance of what the? He shields? He wants to trade shields. Okay. I think you can let this go. You can absolutely let this go, and you can farm this down with Ho-Oh. I think you can farm this down with Ho-Oh. I think Drill has a hard farm down. Oh, he has Snarl. This is just, yeah, this is... What? Why are we quitting?
Why are we quitting?
Why have we quitted? Oh my god, is it XL Drill?
Oh my gosh!
Are we giving a replay for that? Are we doing a replay? Because it's an accidental click, you know, they look the same.
Oh my gosh.
What do we do? Like, same teams? We do different teams? How are we playing this out? I actually don't know how we've decided to structure the rules, so I'm gonna wait to hear something about, like, what we're gonna do to remedy this, but obviously, it's based off of the teams they actually decided to bring. Eludicolo is, like, just going to win this game. Heater's down a shield, and he has an Excadrill up a shield and energy against Yveltal.
Yeah, which doesn't lose.
Which is which is an
don't-
auto win, which is literally just an auto win. There's like there's a full health Ho-Oh in the back. There are 2 shields. There's no way that you could lose at this point in time. The Dialga is dry and low. They're going to be able to get to 2 rock slides to take out the Yveltal and make it shield, and then you have Ho-Oh with shields in the end game. This is a no-brainer.
We're discussing right now, live with the draft leaders, what's happening.
Yeah. If in my humble opinion, Olodokolo wins the game. He made a misclick on the Excadrill, picked the wrong one by mistake. You know, has to compose the team on the fly. We're in a live setting, so there is rush to just pick your team and go. And based off of team composition, the intended team comp is just a win for me. There's just no way to lose.
It looks like we're gonna replay game 2, and Heater gets to choose if they keep the same leads.
I think this is really unfortunate.
And it looks like Heater's. I do too. That looked very over. It looks like Heater is.
Well, Heater's of course gonna pick. He's gonna pick a brand new slate for game 2 because he completely loses game 2, right? With that line, it's just over. There's no way to win it.
Okay, so while we're dealing with all of that, I think what's happening is Heater's just losing this whole thing by also running Snarl.
Yeah.
I think there's a chance if you run Gust. But it looks like this powerful team.
I honestly think at this point in time, the correct play is going to be to do the Como-O lead now. I think I would go lead Como-O. And I think I would do safe swap Ho-Oh, and I think I would do the Excadrill as the closer. I think that's the best way to proceed from here. Given everything that's happened. But I just want to make it known that in my personal opinion, we can already assess the state of game 2, and I think it's pretty clear that Olodokolo would win.
I agree.
There's literally no doubt in my mind.
He's going to want to get a better Excadrill eventually. That 15 defense is really important. Also, have we seen any best buddies yet?
I mean, I don't think no one's best buddied anything.
Excellent work.
Very nice.
Excel.
I honestly think we go with the Como-O lead. With Ho-Oh safe swap. But Ho-Oh lead also, I think, works really well here.
I don't see anything that the Ho-Oh is like super scared of.
Okay, so we're going with Ho-Oh Snorlax. That makes sense to me too.
That's fine. Yeah, just a really strong safe swap.
I like that. I like that a lot. I do think I mean, maybe he's just afraid of the Ice Fang. I mean, I think like I personally would bring my dragons here. I think Como looks fantastic against Fire Fang, Resh, and the Snarl Yveltal.
How do you bring Resh anymore?
I don't think Resh will come. Maybe. Okay, we get the same teams, basically. I think that if there is an Yveltal in the back, that we need to keep shields. Here. I honestly could consider throwing the Brave Bird here as not to let it get caught, okay?
Gosh.
See, I'm thinking you throw that Brave Bird. So my concept is you have a way to switch out of this, bait the Brave Bird and go and get out.
But now you're just gonna have to shield 2 Brave Birds? I don't know about
2 Brave Birds. This is pretty terrible. I honestly think you can go Snorlax here. I think we should probably assume the last Mon is, oh my god, just gonna let it go down. Definitely safe swap the, I actually think you might safe swap the Excadrill. As crazy as that sounds. I think you might safe swap the Excadrill. The reason for that is, okay.
Oh my.
No, it's Fire Fang Rush. He brought it again. Why? Why do we keep bringing this thing?
But you just lose, right?
This is a completely safe. This is oh, he doesn't even build up to it, but this is completely safe. This is a safe earthquake. If this thing shields earthquake, then drill just completely sweeps. Goes for the overheat. He went for the kill shot. Oh, I don't see the CMP tie here though. I think is pretty. This is like unfortunate. I really wish he just built up to the earthquake. I think earthquaking here is completely appropriate and justified. But okay, we're still in the ones. He's not going to shield this. You just earthquake this. You absolutely can live this Ironhead. You let it go.
Yep.
Live Ironhead for sure. Needs to Drake it. Does Drake.
This is terrible. Swapped in?
This is absolutely terrible. We have a switched lock Dialga that is now at -2. Oh no, go over. Why would we
way over?
Go over. Undercharge this. No.
What are you gonna do?
Why would it debuff? Second Draco? It's a debuff. Build up over. Oh man.
Oh, we switch back? Oh my gosh.
We switch back? Get a shield first. Get a shield. Okay, I don't like the proceedings of this. Oh no. What is okay? I don't like
overfarm. No, I don't like this at all.
You have to shield this. You have to shield this. Absolutely have to shield this. Have to shield. Gotta go for the brave bird here, so that this Reshiram gets less farm. Oh my god. We are trying our best to lose this game, and we're gonna find we're gonna find a way. I think no. I don't think you get to the overheat here. Could get to the crunch.
Okay. We tried to lose.
We tried to give Heater every opportunity to get back in this game. I really liked how Ludicolo played game 1. Game 2, not thrilled with, but it just goes to show that the composition and the movesets that Heater picked ultimately were not enough to save the day. I mean, swapping Zamazenta into a loaded Ho-Oh, no less, to try and catch Earthquake is just... it doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
I don't like any of the way the Hundo Lax. He's trying to show it off. I don't know if that's on screen.
Beautiful.
Hundo Party Hat Lax or Cowboy Hat Lax.
I love it, man. And it really did lay down the law there at the end. Although honestly, going for the earthquake in that situation was like most clearly the play. I think that would have simplified it. But failing that, getting Draco'd, and then coming in with the extra drill and not farming to like double drill run was just puzzling. I don't know why we did that, but okay.
Yep. I think you could have also easily earthquaked. You either get the shield or the KO. The drill is so healthy. It lives everything. It has shields. And then it just takes out the rest of the team.
Gonna be able to take a -2 Draco just fine too at that point in time. I am just perplexed. But we were going to have Chris versus Ludicolo in the semifinals. Moving into the next leg of the bracket, we have Oscar versus Oliviero. Let's take a look at these teams when we get a chance. From what I recall, I think probably Oscar that Altered will be coming. I think this Altered will be coming like pretty much every single game. Does have to worry about the Meloetta. Has to choose between Dragon Breath and Shadow Claw, in which case I think Shadow Claw does prevail given the Lugia and the Gardevoir.
I think Heatran's coming. It looks very safe.
Is going to come, so you can have 1, a flying resist against Lugia, and 2, a hard scare for the Genesect.
And so now and then after that, Lugia to choose too, right? Between Sky Attack and Aeroblast, because you have to have something to kill that. So I imagine we're going to bring Hydro Pump.
I think we might, honestly, go Heatran Togekiss Altered. I could see that being the team structure. I think that makes a lot of sense. I don't think we'll see Haxorus at all. Doesn't really have anywhere to go. Milotic is just not the strongest answer for this team. So I think Togekiss will come. Togekiss will also give you a Dragon Tail resist and a deterrent to the Goodra. It's okay-ish.
We're gonna have to see.
It is okay-ish against Lugia and Landorus. Can 2 shield through Lando, of course.
I think we're gonna have to see Shield Drive here.
Yeah.
But you really got to dodge that Heatran. So what's gonna accompany it? We're gonna have to see Goodra coming. maybe Lando. It's tough because the rest of your team is super weak to this Heatran.
Oh man.
I think we have to see Lando Gudra come, and then your favorite pick.
Now I have to tell you, Heater losing and being eliminated in round 1 has to be a gigantic sigh of relief for some of these teams that I think would have been overwhelmed by Dialga Reshiram. So Ludicolo eliminating Heater right off the bat is huge for how it swings the dynamic of this tournament.
Yes, not having to deal with all of that fast move pressure is definitely a thing.
That's amazing, honestly. And it also, for Chris, has to be very happy. It removed, I think Dialga and Yveltal has to be one of the biggest threats to Mewtwo, and we just removed that from consideration.
I think we're just waiting on a game here.
We're just waiting for both players to be ready. Should be ready shortly. As they make their decisions. Obviously, there's a lot on the line. It is single elimination, so you're really going to want to carefully think about what to bring, what move sets to pick. Usually, you have more time to do this in normal draft. Obviously, there's weeks to schedule, prepare, and then ultimately do the battles. Everything has to be done on the spot now, so you got to get your sims in very quickly, decide your move sets and your team comps. And then try and also work out what teams your your opponents might bring and their movesets as well. There's a lot to consider. So we're gonna give them, we're gonna give them due time to be able to make those choices and be able to navigate. I think.
I'm really disappointed we did not see Mew. I don't know how you draft Mew for a live draft and then not use it. Especially when it seemed so good.
You know what's interesting is maybe the Mew was picked specifically as bench pressure to keep your opponent guessing, and maybe he thought he didn't need it for Ludicolo, although I think we just proved that we did in fact need that Mew.
Honestly, Waterfall Dragonclaw would have stomped on that team.
It would have done something. Waterfall certainly looking good against Ho-Oh and Excadrill, which was coming every game.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's as bad as the Fire Fang thing, though. Heater. I appreciate using Fire Fang, but not there. That was like the one time. Ugh.
I just... yeah, I don't know. I don't know really what to say about it. I'm just gonna choose to file that deep in the annals of my mind and hopefully never revisit it.
All right,
but anyway, look at this.
Yep.
Can I just say he's picking my team? But yeah, go ahead.
I appreciate that he put all his Pokemon in tag, so we're not gonna get any XLs.
We have selected the team that I suggested we run. It's a little weak to Lando. I think the altered save swap makes a lot of sense, especially because Heatran walls what I think is likely to be the Meloetta moveset. Maybe it has T-Bolt, I don't know. You see the Landorus. I actually think you want to go into Giratina, and the reason for that is I think you want to get this Meloetta out. Getting the Meloetta out early could be valuable. He's electing to stay. Now makes me wonder if this is an Outrage Landorus. I don't know if you would do Rock Slide Outrage. Seems a little strange. He wants to get Chip, though, before maybe he switches to Lugia. And I just don't think you're shielding this.
We are shielding
go for the Earth Power Shield, okay.
So and there's Meloetta. This is great for the
Meloetta. The Meloetta, he stays to Earth Power so that he can get a farm with Meloetta, basically.
Our clocks are really off, though.
They are, and right now what I'm thinking is maybe we can save this Giratina and switch to Heatran. T-Bolt, admittedly, will do a lot, so maybe you want to take a move first. Just to see what this Meloetta's packing. I mean, if it does throw a move, I expect it to be Psyshock.
Or we're going to dump all our energy. I think we could have saved up both of these Dragon Claws and swapped.
Yeah, we could definitely save moves and swap. let's see. Psyshock won't KO, so what you can do here is save energy and switch. You can save energy and switch, or not. He's going to dump both. So now I think you get the full fire spin down.
Do get the full fire spin. We'll be able to throw a move and then head into our Togekiss.
Fire spin this down 100%. Gonna get a big farm. Meloetta's bulk is really working against it now.
You definitely
no shield. That's a for sure no shield.
We're gonna see a Thunder Shock here.
Nope. Psyshock coming out, just a little bit of chip. Not a big deal. Got a flamethrower. This Landorus pretty much has to shield this.
I like this.
And then I think you switch to Togekiss. Okay. Now, Togekiss is running the Ancient Power. I think you can no-shield this.
I also think you can no-shield this.
I think you can no-shield this. I think you no-shield. Take the Rock Slide just fine. Lugia is going to have an annoying time getting rid of this. I mean, you're going to throw the Sky Attacks, of course. But, you know, one thing to keep in mind is that we still have a shield left. We still have a Heatran.
I really like Oliviero's position here.
It's definitely playable. Could boost here. Which would be, oh my god, we summoned it into existence. This is insane.
I think you might shield this. I think it might be double nuke.
I think you live Sky Attack. I think you don't shield. I think you 100% live that Sky Attack. I actually think you don't shield that.
Okay, we live this Sky Attack? Farm it down?
You absolutely live this Sky Attack.
Do we even farm it? Maybe we just throw this and then charm our way to victory. Yeah. Oh gosh. We throw this?
I don't think you throw this. Okay. I think you go for the charm.
This looks over.
So this Lando has to shield and then Mudshot down, which is why. Oh, and he switches out of the boosted Togekiss. See, I think that's a mistake. Look at this. See this damage? You don't do that Ancient Power. You just do one charm. That was a complete mistake. This Rock Slide KOs, and now you're coming back in without the extra damage. He still wins, but like. Okay, at that point in time, the Mudshots literally do nothing. They're double resisted, and now you got +2 defense. You have +2 attack. Why switch? Make the Landorus farm you down. I don't think it can.
I mean, I think we just run the same line back.
Definitely don't think. I think you can no shield that Sky Attack. I think you can come in with the Heatran and probably Fire Spin down, but either way, shielding the Sky Attack is fine. Ultimately, gonna live the Sky Attack would force the Landorus to throw. Really can't take 2 charms. Gonna have to throw at but definitely not. I don't think throwing that Ancient Power did anything. You weren't gonna get to another move there. Should have went all fast move at the end. But we're going to see an adjustment to switch the Togekiss to the lead. That's going to give him more play against Landorus. Of course, I think Landorus will still be probably employed as a safe swap by Oscar. It might be best to actually lead the Giratina. I can see Oscar making an adjustment for a Meloetta lead with Lando safe swap.
This is interesting. I think one of the more interesting things we got was knowing that the Lugia can now no longer have Aeroblast and Hydro Pump. So there's a good chance that this Heatran just walls the entire team, minus Lando.
Yeah.
I think as long as you run a Protect the Heatran comp, we should be fine. Togekiss.
Okay, so we have the Meloetta lead, as predicted. This is a losing matchup for Togekiss. I think you gotta I think you no-shield this.
Yeah, I think so too.
I doubt he T-bolts. He Psyshocks, yeah. Would you live and you just go for the Flamethrower? I don't like this. You definitely Oscar is counting. You should go up to the Flamethrower.
Maybe we're just trying to boost. We're just going to get to another Psyshock.
We're going to get to another Psyshock, so we went down to shield and we accomplished nothing.
Yeah.
And we definitely don't want to two-shield this.
No. But now we lost to shield this.
Yeah, so Heatran farm down probably. I don't like this. I think this is a losing play to not throw the Flamethrower.
I honestly am not even sure that we have Thunderbolt on this thing.
Yeah,
'Cause we
so
would've-
we're gonna flamethrower this, which is definitely gonna get shielded. Thank you, Evan, for the raid party. Really appreciate it. Big shout out. Hope your stream went well. Evan, of course, is a former drafter. Haven't seen him in a bit, but you know he did enjoy Drafter 2 in his day. Gonna
So
no shield this. Yeah,
Lando
this
dumping
is
energy, and we're gonna expect a swap. Yep.
yeah. This is pretty bad. Dragon Tails are gonna add up. Shadow Sneak's really just kind of scratching away, not doing enough. The play is going to have to be to get a farm down with the Heat Train and double flamethrower the Landorus. I think that's going to be pretty difficult. One possible option is to keep spamming these moves.
Swap.
As long as you can stay out of sky attack range, which you're basically in now, then you could save a move and swap to the Heatran. But Oscar is really farming up. And we haven't seen what the second move is, but if it is Hydro Pump, and it very well may be.
Alright.
And I see the move is dumped now.
I just don't think we can win this. We
don't think so, because I actually think after we get...
health.
So we're not going to get enough energy off of this.
They also can just swap right away.
And then,
they're going to dump.
We're not going to get enough energy off this, and with the mud shots plus this sky attack, I think double rock slide is going to be enough to finish this game.
I don't even think they're going to...
So I really don't like... I hate how that lead scenario was played. I think it was probably fairly obvious that Oscar was going to go with the Meloetta lead, actually, given everything that happened. So I think Oliviero could have predicted that. And then just stayed the course with Heatran.
So I think just soft losing the lead there and then being able to farm down with Heatran all the way is the play. Because he can't bring a Lando into a loaded one, and he can't switch to Landorus.
I honestly think at this point in time, probably...
No, I don't like Heatran there. No,
the best play that we could do is drop... Maybe we drop the Altered for, like, Dragon Tail Groudon. And Bully for Switch. Maybe.
I don't think I like that.
But I think I like the Togekiss coming back out, but you know there's a high chance that Oscar goes double Meloetta lead with the Landorus safe swap. We're gonna have to put everything on the line here, though. If you ask me, the Giratina lead actually is probably the safest. I think Giratina lead is the safest.
I think you get. I think this is fine.
Because I think
or soft lose this. We just need to line up correctly.
So we get it against the Landorus. This is just fine. It's just okay.
Here's the thing, though. We don't need shields after this. We can take a rock slide.
I'm definitely not shielding this. I'm definitely not expending a shield at the beginning of the game. One thing that does occur to me is that you could actually switch out now and go to Giratina, but we choose not to. So we are going to one shield farm through this.
And we can't throw this move.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. No, you don't throw that.
Throw this move? Oh gosh. Yeah.
I don't think you throw that. I think you switch to Giratina. Okay, we throw that move. I think you actually don't want to get farmed down here. I think you go to Heatran. I think you just safe swap the Heatran right now. Okay, well, I don't like this. So we're giving the Meloetta farm, which I don't like.
I don't hate it, though. So we go into... Oh, gosh.
I don't like this. Lugia beats Altered, especially up a shield. We're going to find out now if there's, in fact, T-Bolt on this thing, or if it is Dazzling Gleam. Has the T-Bolt going to do a good chunk? One thing I would say is that you want to be careful throwing this flamethrower right away, because he might actually be patient, wait, and go for a Lugia catch. But we're going to throw this move now. One thing that does remain on my mind is because you have a 3-turn, you could catch this Thunderbolt right now on the Altered and save the Heatran. But I think I would probably consider shielding this. Oh, they go for Psyshock bait. Interesting. So keep farming.
think we just want to.
No, you don't want to throw. I don't think you throw this. I think you want to save
Yeah.
energy. I think you want to farm more and then switch to the altered. Potentially. Okay. Well, we're in a big pickle right now. This Lugia is going to be dragon tailing this down, and I think this is a shield, 100% shield for sure. And I would expect Aeroblast to be coming shortly. I really don't like how he played that lead. I don't think Togekiss should stay in against the Landorus. Definitely not. We went down, going down the shield there. I think you charm it, take a Rock Slide, do the charm damage, and then switch to the Giratina. I think that would provide opportunities for Heatran to farm, and then to utilize Togekiss's resistance to Dragon Tail against Lugia, even at lower health, to provide fast move pressure.
So I think we successfully took care of the Landorus, allowing Heatran to sweep. But then we just didn't put Heatran in the position to sweep.
Yeah, we have a pump Lugia, and I think at this point in time you do not Shadow Sneak. I think you have to go for double Dragon Claw. I think you have to absolutely go for double Dragon Claw. It's the only possible way to win at this stage in the game. Double Dragon Claw looks like it probably. I mean, I think you still probably get outpaced, but that was the way to go. Unfortunately, Oliviero is not going to be able to take this game due to some mistakes, I think, in the early, right at the beginning. Made it too difficult to sort of climb back into this matchup. Despite having more or less safe alignment, I still think that probably we should have went with the Giratina lead in the last game.
Yeah. There's some mistakes on shielding, and getting farmed down was really problematic.
Yeah.
Getting Togekiss farmed down, and throwing the move, dumping the energy after expending the shield. But we're going to move on to our fourth game.
Yep, we have
after a nice set of three.
Olay versus the Hallelujah boys. Hallelujah? Hallelujah? I don't know. There's a lot of different ways to say it, but there's only one player. And I think this is going to be one of the more interesting matchups. I mean, we have a very stacked, probably the most stacked Zacian build I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Zacian Zekrom is like an insane core. Absolutely insane core.
And we'll see these teams pulled up in just a second.
I highly expect Hallelujah Boys will take this. Then he's going to be paired against Oscar, and I think his Oscar matchup is just absolutely dominating. With Zacian and Zekrom, I think it's just disgusting. So it's going to be a hugely uphill matchup for him to fight against.
Yeah, I think we see the two Z's every single game. And then you can bring in whatever you would like.
I think you can even bring Waterfall Kyogre, because if he does decide to go with Goodra, you have two things that can fight Goodra in Zekrom and Zacian. And Waterfall Gyarados will provide, especially Shadow, will provide immense damage against the Landorus and Genesect. But is there anything you like on Olay's side for this matchup, since we're looking at it now?
I mean, I think you just have to bring the Kyogre for some fast move pressure. The Landorus also looks pretty okay against the Zekrom and Zacian combination. I don't love seeing Zarude at all here. You might just need the fairies, or you can get run over by double Dragon Breathers here. So I think we're gonna have to see at least one. But then, like the Metagross, right? I think Metagross is safely. You can presume Metagross might not be coming into Kyogre Landorus though.
Here's my thought. Okay, yeah. I think this is pretty clear. Zekrom safe swap is like disgusting against this team and can force switch against pretty much everything. The other thing is the Wild Charge is going to kill your Florges. It's also going to take out the Tapu. So you can get a shield advantage, and the Tapu has to have Focus Blast to get a shield back from Metagross. The Florges cannot get a shield back from Metagross. There's opportunities to bait out a Fairy and farm with Metagross, and Metagross with energy against this team. And as far as I'm concerned, you can definitely run Psychic Meteor Mash against it. That's going to give you a ton of play with energy. Two Psychics, Kyogre doesn't want to take. Meteor Mash for everything else. I think that you have a couple of different safe swap options, but if you are able to pull out a fairy, so that would be Gyarados or Zekrom, which would be able to do that. Metagross being able to farm, and now I'm almost thinking Metagross double dragon with Zekrom and Gyarados could be absolutely devastating for this team. A lot of heat to deal with. Can run Outrage and Aqua Tail for this team, and Outrage to hit the monkey.
I think that's a great point. I think we're going to have to see it, and it looks like we're getting a battle sent. Where is our screen?
Yep. Contestants taking their time. Got to make your final decisions. Everything's on the line right now.
Yeah,
Zarude looking nice from okay, haha. I would tend to agree. Zarude resists Snarl from Zacian and does not get one shot by player off or close combat. That gives you the opportunity to throw power whips after Zacian debuffs, which is pretty annoying, and Zarude can win that matchup, of course. But there's no obligation to stay. If you lead Zacian, you can always throw a nuke and dip, which is probably the most annoying thing about Zacian.
I would agree with that.
And against this team, you can run Wild Charge and Player Off perfectly fine.
There's just going to be so much fast move or charge move pressure coming out of this.
Yep. This is an interesting team that I'm seeing now. Level 50 Mewtwo, level 50 Togekiss, and level 50 non-Mega Charizard. I don't think we will be bringing that today. Not sure that would have the most effectiveness. All right, we also have correctly tagged our whole team, so we won't be making any mistakes in terms of selection, hopefully.
Non-Shadow Gyarados, to note.
Yep, non-Shadow Gary. Best Buddy Zek, though, doesn't really actually add anything here, but we have it.
Nice to have, yep.
Have the, we're going to go with, okay, we're going to not bring Zacian, and we're going to do Avalugg
or Metagross.
Double Dragon, no Metagross. I think that's kind of a weird choice.
I think this is a weird choice, too.
So, movesets can be switched between rounds, but they can't be switched against opponents.
Oh, you know what? This is a great choice.
This is looking very good. What do you safe swap here? You do nothing because you have a Zarude. You have a Zarude and a Landorus.
And a Lando.
There is literally no play. They have completely surrendered to defeat.
Oh no! What's happening?
Could be lag, or it could just be the chilling realization that leading Zarude with a Landorus in the back is perhaps not the way to go. And instead of tapping, has decided to spare their efforts and their fingers by just allowing the monkey to go down uncontested. I can't be sure. It's definitely possible.
Looks like nothing has changed.
So Ole had an issue we're hearing, also being explained in chat. And we're going to have to resend, although we had a fantastic lead matchup, so now I'm wondering, does he change? I mean,
yeah, it looks like his issue was playing Zarude.
Keeping everything the same.
Right.
We have the leads locked in. The Zarude is staying in, which means that
Lando has to be in the back.
There's a Landorus in the back. This is just absolutely... Oh, they go for the extra 2.
And you don't have to shield anything here. Avalugg is so thick.
Do not have to shield.
No. You can dump your move.
Don't need to shield. Gonna go for the Avalanche, which I like. Let's just take the thing out and not have to burn a shield in the zeros. That's what I like. And now we're gonna. Now I think you safe swap Gyarados. Absolutely safe swap the Gyarados because there's definitely a Landorus in the back. Yep. All right, we decided to go with Zekrom. I don't like this option, especially since we are packing Flash Cannon, which I hate. You can
I like it less, but we're fine. It's really
can live fine. Stone Edge. I would not shield, especially considering we're not packing Crunch.
I do like wild charging just to get out of here. Any amount of chip damage.
I hate the flash cannon. I don't really think it makes sense. I think wild charge is flash cannon against these fairies. They are not tanky enough to take wild charge. But Gyarados was like the most obvious safe swap against this team. Definitely
This is
don't
good.
shield
Let this
this.
go. Let this go. Farm it down, and then we're in a great position. Oh, I like that.
Superpower.
Give less farm.
Okay, definitely not shield.
Yeah, this is another superpower.
I'm gonna get scratched here by the superpower. This isn't the most comfortable matchup though for Gyarados. I mean, you are up a shield, so you would win, but my god, the waterfalls from Kyogre do so much to this thing. Have to shield surf.
I don't like not getting the crunch in though. I think we want to be crunching.
Well, I think you do two breaths here and then you crunch. Yep. Crunch coming out now. You could. It doesn't matter, shield or no shield. I mean, if the merits of no shielding are, of course, you might get debuffed, but like, I mean, you just can't. You can't win at this point in time. There's not enough in the tank left.
Shield this.
But as you can see, there is a gigantic health difference between Kyogre and Gyarados, despite having neutral breaths. Kyogre is just extremely strong.
Yeah, I really don't like Flash Cannon here either. I think the point about Wild Charge taking out the fairies is just fine.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. A little bit of lag at the end, but like... and honestly, that superpower from Lando made that kind of close.
I think we've learned not to run ABA Week 2 Avalon lines.
No, I also agree with that. I think we're going to completely change our team structure. I think you can be double weak to Avalugg in the back. I think ABA weak is a gigantic problem. I also think that we don't safe swap Zekrom when we into Kyogre. I think we safe swap Gyarados like 100%. For sure, that is the way to go.
So I think there's a good chance we see the Kyogre up front this time. I would like to. I would like to not see that happen.
I don't know if I like this team at all. Honestly,
I think Avalugg has done its job.
I would like to see Zacian lead actually this time. I think you have easy pivot out with the Gyarados. Too bad we don't have the Shadow because those Aquatails really add up on Florges.
Yeah, I don't like this. I think we already saw Avalugg do its job and do its damage and can apply significant bench pressure from here. I think you'd be better served with anything else, especially in the lead.
Yeah.
Because what do we do against a Kyogre lead here, right? There's no real good place for it to go.
No, I'm gonna have to agree with that.
So I think
Ole is German, but I'd have to confirm that.
I think benching Zekrom is also a tough choice here.
Yeah, I
got the most stats.
I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that Zekrom bench. I kind of like Zek. I think you should definitely bring it. We're gonna lead this into Kyogre. Pretty predictable that this would happen.
What I wanted.
Do you safe swap Gyarados or Zacian?
You have to go Zacian. Yeah.
Okay. But they stay. They don't stay. Oh my god, this is bad. Well, you definitely play her off this, right?
Yeah.
Or do you just go straight Wild Charge?
Well, the one's not going to do it. We might as well not debuff ourselves first.
Well, I mean, Moonblast does quite a lot, so let's see. So they know shield, obviously, fine.
So now you can. Now it's cheaper to double up.
You know shield this. They might even disarming voice bait, which would be devastating. Absolutely devastating. They don't. They Moonblast. Now I think you double up.
Yeah, you just double up and go.
What? Okay. Well, it doesn't matter because we didn't quite double up, but we're facing a low fast move pressure. Monster's totally fine. Gonna be able to get 2 moves here no matter what. The only issue I would take with that is if they actually no shield, you will not get to the Wild Charge. So probably just Kyogre, so you would just die to 1 waterfall. So better to go up to both. Okay. Could be Kyogre double fairy. I'm thinking now.
That would be devastating.
I think you're not shielding. You're not shielding this. You're gonna Ice Fang this down. You're getting Moon Blasted here, presumably. We do have body slams to chip away at Kyogre potentially. Not shielding this. Disarming voice.
You might just have to chip away at the Kyogre.
Definitely not.
Oh,
Double
no.
blast. Okay. Well, so we're at a one shield advantage. Yeah, I think you insta swap.
Thinking maybe you have to save this Avalugg for whatever's in the
now
back.
I think you don't switch right away. I think this Kyogre should maybe. Oh, they have a hard check. This is terrible.
Gotta crunch right away.
This is actually completely terrible. We don't have Zekrom to handle this, which would have been awesome in the end game.
I think this is just a loss, and we're gonna have to figure out a way to win Game 3.
I mean, you pretty much have to shield this, but they're gonna get to. You can. I mean, you can double crunch here. It doesn't really matter. But you can't take it out. This power whip basically will kill you. There's nothing else to be done here. It's a quick farm down for Zarude. You would need like 5 body slams to kill Kyogre. I mean, this is complete mathematical impossibility. I'm not even convinced.
I don't even think we get the farm.
Can you even farm this down? They're gonna choose to throw because obviously dumping our body slam energy will give us the best chance to win at this point in time.
And now we're just gonna get surf down or waterfall down.
Yeah, this is just no. Okay, so Hallelujah Boys, I think, has learned a valuable lesson. Probably should play a more dependable line.
Respectively does die without throwing the body slam, though. So
I think it was pretty obvious that Avalugg should not come in Game 2. After that humiliating defeat, they're not going to bring double ice weakness again. It has the Kyogre with the Florges. I really like that. Zekrom should be coming. I hate the Flash Cannon, though. Not having Crunch really doesn't give you flexibility against Landorus should he elect to bring it again.
Zekrom should definitely be coming. Wild Charge will take care of it. I think you go with either the Zacian Double Dragon or Metagross Double Dragon line. Again, yeah. I really do think Avalugg has done its job. You should probably just sit this one out.
There is no super effective fast move from the fairies against Zekrom. The Vine Whips are double resisted. I really don't think we should be afraid to run Zekrom here.
It would be so nice to have that crunch, though, right? Especially if you end up running into Lele.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we're gonna need to make a new call here. Can we let's stop with the gimmicks and just build a real team now, I think.
Yeah, let's just bring all of our power into this.
I would like Metagross much better than Avalugg, to be honest.
I also, even if you just go with Zacian, Metagross, Zekrom, and just say, here's my most powerful things.
Florges is coming. Look, Florges is going to come this game, for sure. It has lots of play against everything. I think that's extremely obvious. We are going to bring Zekrom. I don't think we should be... I don't like this team. It's a little weak to Kyogre lead. But, okay, this is more acceptable. With Zacian in the lead position, I think you can let it go down against Kyogre. Gain a shield advantage. Come in with Zekrom. That puts Ole in a difficult position. Don't want to stay in to let your Kyogre get farmed. But what do you swap? Has the Zarude, or sorry, not the Zarude, has the Avalugg to, counter switch a Zarude safe swap. No, please don't.
No, why are we changing things?
No,
don't run Avalugg in the lead. Oh, no.
Don't deviate.
No. If we run into Kyogre again, we're just in so much trouble.
I don't like this. I definitely think, yeah, okay. All right, fine. We're gonna call this hard lead. You just stay.
You stay.
Absolutely, just stay.
Go for it. Yeah. Don't shield
I don't have to eat anything, production, because what would be so bad about leading Zacian into
why did we throw? Why did we throw? No. We could have gotten a shield or just a lot of damage. I mean, I guess the This isn't gonna
I
take it out.
object
And we can't farm
to
it down
these
afterwards.
proceedings from top to bottom. I hate this. Do you actually shield this Moonblast? It does more than a Power Whip. I think you might shield this and snarl down. Alright, I don't know.
Now we're gonna have to shield the disarming voice though, right?
I hate this.
Oh,
Okay,
I hate
really
this too.
don't like it. Don't like anything that's happening right now. Gonna have to strongly disagree with every decision that's been made so far. I think it's all suboptimal.
Not every. I like staying in with Avalugg.
So
it comes in and we throw Play Rough, or Kyogre comes in.
This Zarude could farm this thing down.
Oh gosh, we can't switch either because they'll just swap into Kyogre. I really don't.
I hate this. Hate it. 2 shield, farm this down. Go for the full Vine Whip down.
I like that. Avila can still take a Vine Whip. It can CMP.
Gonna let it go.
No.
Combo play.
Oh gosh. This doesn't take out the Zarude though.
This doesn't take out the Zarude. And
I think you'd almost be better off just swapping in Zek there.
Okay, this is really dangerous. Okay, you need to start throwing these body slams, right?
Better timing.
So the body slams aren't that significant in itself because obviously you're gonna kill this thing with Wild Charge. What the body slams do accomplish is they stall the clock, which would gives you the option to catch potentially. But we only got to 1. That's a problem. And I have to tell you, not having Crunch is really awkward right now because it would be nice to go for a debuff. This thing can absolutely bait Surf and get to a Blizzard.
Yeah, I don't like this at all.
This can absolutely bait Surf and get to Blizzard. Okay, they just go for it. They just go for it. Respect. Okay, that's game over now.
You just try to catch here?
Yeah,
I like this. Okay,
we get the catch. Okay. I don't think it's not really necessary.
I think it might be necessary. Zarude,
I don't think so because Zarude, this Surf doesn't put you in Dark Pulse range. I don't know why we're throwing this move. I mean, do we have Earthquake Zarude or something?
Definitely takes
the Dark Pulse. I guess the Surf. It would be very close. It would be very close.
Definitely takes the toughest path to win. So I think even just coming in with Zekrom there, instead of coming in with the Avalugg and getting farmed down, might have been better. Just try to Dragon Breath it. Into 2 Wild Charges, because you only have 1 shield left on the Kyogre.
Catch might have been necessary. It would be very close. Looks like puts you into DP range, maybe. I mean, but ultimately, it's a 50-50 call on the Blizzard, right? Like, I think you can definitely get 5 more waterfalls after that. And get to another, after baiting, get to another Blizzard. I think it's possible.
Yeah, I think we got to get Flash Cannon off of that Zekrom. But, I mean, this is part of the live experience, right?
Oh, well, in this next game, we absolutely should have Crunch and Wild Charge. We should not have Flash Cannon. I mean, maybe Wild Charge Outrage, but no Flash Cannon, please. But we're gonna take a look at Chris versus Alodicolo. This is a pretty interesting matchup, I would say.
Chris
right off the bat,
happy he's not fighting dragons.
Right off the bat, you have to think like that Garchomp is coming every game.
Mm-hmm.
Can Dragon Tail through this team? Dragon Tail Sandtomb bully its way through Switch. The Mewtwo is going to come every single game. I think Mewtwo can comfortably run Ice Beam. You can just run Ice Beam here. Just to not have to worry about like any shenanery with catches. And just hits everything perfectly fine. Shadow Ball for Latios as an optimization is like tempting. You don't need Shadow Ball. It does do more. But then there's just potential catches with Snorlax, and hitting Snorlax with Ice Beam I think is acceptable risk. Hitting it with Shadow Ball I think would be terrible on the other hand. So I think that's probably the better play. And then, he could even go double Dragon against this team. You got to think like Palkia, Garchomp, Mewtwo is like probably the play here. Mewtwo double Dragon, which is the classic.
I like it. What also tempts me is potentially Waterfall Primarina based on how this shakes out.
Yeah, Waterfall Prima is also, I think, a possibility.
Just from watching the last games, I think Ludicolo might feel very comfortable with his OO Excadrill core. And then also the Fairy type is just going to resist the back half of Ludicolo's team. I know the Waterfall is not the greatest place to be against the Dragons, but I think we have other ways of dealing with those.
Yep. Contestants are still, making their decisions and readying up for this, but we're going to throw up the live feed now. Chomp has to come, I think. I mean, I can see arguments for Mamoswine, I can see arguments for Waterfall Primarina, but I mean, at the end of the day, I think you want to go with the power, and I think the power is going to be Mewtwo, Palkia, and Garchomp. Yeah.
I agree. I think just taking your biggest, strongest things here and slamming them in. Because Ludicolo's team is a little underpowered.
This team completely loses that he is selected. Is like lose the Garchomp. Let's just lose the Garchomp. I mean, this Garchomp is incredibly strong. I see no downsides to bringing Garchomp, Palkia, Garchomp. It's too much heat. I would probably just even leave the Garchomp and then have Mewtwo as the safe swap. It is Shadow Latios into Primarina.
Oh gosh, is this gonna be Waterfall though?
Waterfall.
It is not.
It is Charm.
We do see an Outrage. Also, double Shadows here.
Yeah, this is gonna doesn't
hurt.
clean one shot. It's not a clean one shot. It hurts though, and will allow him to win switch because now you can just invest one shield and farm down. Oh, he doesn't even get to. He doesn't get to the nuke. Well, that is absolutely terrible. And what was once fine is now not fine.
I'm not sure how he.
Don't like this. I don't. Well, Chris has found a way to completely lose this game. There's no Mewtwo here. We're gonna shield body slams on the Palkia now, which is very nice. Snorlax gets the shield. This is just game over. I mean, call it. Call the bait. He probably Drakes, but you can call it. He goes for Aqua Tail. I think you just call that easy. You don't throw this.
And then, it's over.
This is completely over. Well, Chris, learning a valuable lesson here about not bringing weird teams. Why don't you just bring the Mewtwo?
Best stuff
and
you have.
Win the game. Bring Mewtwo, win games? Question mark?
I don't see anything on a Ludicolo's team that would lose to Mewtwo anyways. That would beat it.
This is completely over. Didn't have to shield that. Didn't even build up. Because the defense drop doesn't really matter. Gonna build up almost two throws with good timing. Doesn't really matter. Gonna undercharge. Doesn't really matter. Can go for the farm down now. Kind of actually dangerous.
Yeah.
A little bit dangerous. Because the thing is, Palkia can't kill Latios with one Aqua Tail at this point, but Latios has the Dragon Claw banked, so kind of unnecessary precaution was taken there. Definitely live Aqua Tail from the current health. It's not like the Palkia could farm up that much anyway. Definitely enough to take it out. Shadow Latios is pretty interesting. Has some advantages over Regirock. But I really, and then obviously can bully Mewtwo harder.
So Chris starts with great alignment and then just gives it up.
Completely
and is unfortunately stuck in terrible alignment after that. We'll see what adjustment we can make, knowing that we've got Outrage on this Snorlax. But if the adjustment is not bring Mewtwo, I'm not sold.
Yeah,
I guess you can feel safer bringing your Mamoswine, knowing that you don't have to worry about shielding any superpowers.
Yep.
But still, I'm not in love. We also see a Ludicolo might be scared of bringing Ho-Oh here into all of the dragons.
I think Ho has to sit this one out. I think Ho has to sit this one out. I think Mamo's nice. I think Mewtwo
Yeah.
needs to come. Why would you not bring Mewtwo against this team?
I don't know.
It seems like just get shields down, kill everything with Mewtwo. But I don't know. What are we doing here?
I mean, even against Latios, like those side strikes are just gonna add up.
You are literally gonna make okay haha cry, Chris, if you don't bring Mewtwo, dude. You need to get things. Let's get things in order.
I think you can feel safer about bringing Primarina if we think the Ho-Oh is actually going to be scared away from this battle. I don't know. I don't know how you can win this without bringing Mewtwo.
Okay, this is fine. Acceptable lead. Has the power.
I'd like to see... Yeah, I like that we get the energy off first. Before we have to make this decision about this outrage.
I honestly don't think I would shield this. If this is an outrage, you can just Dragon Tail this down with Garchomp.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not shielding this. Well, Chris disagrees.
The nice thing is he can at least farm down here.
Yep.
We'll try to salvage it, right?
The problem is you're not getting to a Draco. So Latios can come in.
So we're gonna swap though, right?
We're gonna swap. Okay. And this is actually kind of a problem here. This Shadow, I mean, if you ask me, and the timing wasn't good.
I think he has to shield.
You just shield and farm down. I don't think you throw a move.
Yep, and we'll see if the swap comes out here.
And so you're gonna have some fun with Sand Tombs, and it's like, do you shield the first one? I don't know. More will be coming very soon. I'm gonna let the first one go. Okay, we're gonna get another one. You can't clear this debuff. Do you go for the farm down here? Gotta shield this, obviously.
I think you have to farm
down. I think we probably don't have a Mewtwo on this team, and I think that because like the shield usage that Chris has shown implies there's no Mewtwo. In my opinion, has Palkia. Oh, this is bad. Well, if there is a Mewtwo, you lose because Mewtwo will race 5 to the double drill run and win CMP, get hit by 1, but not the next. It is Mewtwo. Okay, 2,
Are we
3,
even gonna get
4.
there?
Oh! He doesn't get the move through coming in. He's only at 4. Nope, no, okay.
Oh, no, he did.
Okay, yeah, he did get it through. Okay, yeah, so you should be able to because you sneak and then you undertap. Okay. Mm-hmm. I didn't see that extra Psycho Cut come through though, so that was like kind of weird. But he did get it. So I guess I just missed like an invisible fast move when he came in, but it makes sense. Like it theoretically should be able to get it. So Mewtwo able to clean up. Kind of weird the early shield usage. Then I don't really understand that. We have Mewtwo. Probably should save a shield. But we decided to bring it, and look, we win the game.
All right, well, we're starting with Latios.
I don't like Shadow Latios here. I think Shadow Latios has problems with being able to get to 2 Dragon Claws in a game. I think you just run the regular, but Aloticola is going for the spice play. We're at 1 apiece. It's anyone's game at this point in time. Aloticola is already locked in, but Chris is taking his time. His sweet old time thinking about what to pick here. It's all on the line right now.
Stefan says Shadow Latios tears down Mewtwo.
It tears down Mewtwo, but regular Latios does, and I think Shadow Latios is worse against the dragons. In terms of being able to get to that second Dragon Claw.
We also don't know the IVs on this.
Curious if the Mamoswine hasn't made an appearance yet. It might be a good option to bring.
I agree.
I'd like to see it. Don't have to worry about being outraged. That's nice.
Between Mamo and Mewtwo, you just also get to put down so much charge move pressure.
He clearly wasn't sold on his previous team and probably thinks that maybe he should change things up a little bit. Chris is taking quite a bit of time to lock in the final line here. So maybe he is considering Mamoswine. I mean...
Maybe he brings the Primarina back?
No way. Don't bring Primarina back. Okay, we have Palkia into Latios. This is a one shield farm down for Palkia.
At 37.86. So that's actually a pretty good Latios.
Oh, what? We're throwing this move? This is a one shield farm down for Latios, but okay. We win zeros. They probably switch. I don't know if I like that switch. Like, the Palkia is now really low. I don't like why take the move on Mewtwo. I kind of hate that. And we shield anyway.
And we shield? Oh, I really don't like that.
I hate that play. I hate that play. Mewtwo beats Lax in the zeros just fine. You can live this body slam. I guess between shielding Shadow, Dragon Claw, and Shadow, body slam, shielding Shadow, Dragon Claw is better. Even better than that, though, would be letting the Palkia go down and farming Psycho cutting the Shadow Latios down with Mewtwo would probably be the best. I really don't like preserving this like almost dead Palkia that has no energy. I mean, is that like swap? You know, that sack swap really necessary? Oh. Okay, this is a no shield to me.
Yeah. Because you're going to be able to farm it down.
Dragon Tail down with Garchomp. Yeah, 100%. Please don't come back in with Palkia. Okay, good. Looks good.
It looks like you're going to be able to save. Oh,
I think this is a no shield.
Well, you got to save some shield for Exeggutor, right?
Yep, this is a no shield. The drill comes in. There's a way to clear the debuff, and there's a sack swap as well available. Not gonna shield this, I think. Yeah, no shield like that. So you pretty much have to shield this now. And the thing is, Drill has the advantage when it comes to the swap. Having the shorter timing move is going to allow you to throw a mud shot inside. Okay, he's just going to switch.
Oh!
Okay,
does he have another
He needs to have another Sand Tomb available. But this is going to be... This doesn't work.
I think you needed a catch. Or does he think he can farm it down?
Is incredibly low.
I think he kills it as it gets the move.
You need to survive 2 Dragon Tails here.
I don't think he does.
Yeah, I don't think you do. I think you die.
Oh, that is great play.
You live the 2 Dragon Tails, you get to the move in the middle of the next Dragon Tail. Unfortunately, do you farm more against the Palkia? The Palkia is dry, right?
No, you can't. No, I don't think it is.
You have a shield.
Yeah, and you're taking. You hit by the Sand Tomb.
You know you're okay, but you know you're gonna get hit by the Sand Tomb, and then you're gonna be taking enhanced damage from those Dragon Tails. Better to take the Dragon Tails from the Palkia and farm up there. I mean, obviously it's risky. It probably wouldn't work, but you know that you have a tough time in the back end anyway.
Yeah. I think even easier if you go back to the original point though is just letting Palkia go down at the beginning.
Oh, for sure. That was the most obvious play. Like, definitely let that go down. You come in with Mewtwo and farm. What's he gonna do? He has to safe swap. Could go like
even if you just come in with
whatever he does, he's coming into Mewtwo behind on energy. Mewtwo has 2 shields. Like, Mewtwo beats the whole team. It's totally fine. We're going to see Chris progress over a Ludicolo. Ludicolo, I think, for first time in Master League Draft, doing a really good job. That was a close, 2-1, or 1-2 rather, loss. Unable to progress. Chris is going to go to the finals. We have Oscar versus Hallelujah Boys right now. I really like this matchup for Hallelujah Boys, although based off of the previous set that we saw, I don't think we can rule out his ability to overcomplicate movesets. And incorrectly make his team. So let's just take a look at this matchup now.
Well,
Okay.
the nice thing is that the Avalok doesn't look terrible. It only has one really bad matchup in Genesect, so on the off chance we force bringing it, it can still have play.
You can also run Crunch on this Avalog if you want to have some options.
Still takes forever to get there, though.
Yeah, well, you know, it's a possibility to give you some neutral. You could go Earthquake too against the Genesect, but probably better yet is to skip the Avalog. Let's take a look at like our core team here. Zacian has to come pretty much. I like Wild Charge, play rough for this team. I think it's like looks fantastic to me. I like like Zekrom has to come. Looks excellent. Really only has to worry about the Gardevoir. In which case, like, does not Metagross look excellent with Zacian as a safe swap?
I think Metagross does look just excellent.
I think Metagross looks excellent. Safe swap the Zacian. What do you bring in to fight it? Landorus? Okay, well if Lando's baited out, Metagross is gonna have a better time. Metagross can fight that too. You can even win switch from that, get a farm down. Like, I mean, there's all kinds of plays here. There's ways for Metagross to farm off of Lugia, come out with energy for Lando, for Genesect. I think it's very playable. Gyarados with Waterfall, I think, is also very interesting. I think you can definitely support a Gyarados line with Zacian and Zekrom. Oscar's side, pretty obviously, Lugia is gonna like have to come. It is the tankiest mon, can hit everything with Aeroblast, a lot of damage. Genesect looks like it has to come. Maybe Landorus. Maybe
what drive you thinking?
You know, like Meloetta has is losing to Zekrom. If you're ahead on energy or shields, you can definitely do okay there. Has Dazzling Gleam to be able to hit the Zekrom really hard. And it's got a good matchup against Zacian too. So I do like Meloetta, potentially. It's a bit risky for Metagross. See, the thing is, Metagross gets a monster farm off of Meloetta, though, and I don't like Metagross versus with energy for Oscar. I think that would be horrible for him. But, you know, we'll have to see.
I think you're right. I think if we stick to our first 3 picks, that there is a very high percentage that we win this entire thing.
Yeah. Hallelujah Boys needs to not deviate from the plan, though. We can't be going rogue here at a time like this. We need to just hunker down, focus on the fundamentals. Let's just take a look at our big guns and bring the big guns. If Zacian and Zekrom don't come every game, I'm already like, no. This is unacceptable. I mean, I don't even hate, like, Raikou, honestly, though. Well, just as, like, a side note, I don't hate Raikou.
I don't love it.
I don't love it, I don't hate it. It's playable. I don't know if
this Goodra's coming at all. I don't think you can bring it.
It's tough to bring.
Yeah.
If you show Waterfall Gary, he might consider bringing it.
Do you think we might just... No, we can't. We have to see Landorus. Have to see Landorus. And we don't have a great way for Genesect to come in with anything. Yeah. Like, if you run Burn Drive, what else do you run? You have to run X-Scissor, right?
I honestly think you gotta go Chill.
I think you do too,
and,
but then you just...
X-Scissor. You have to do Chill and X-Scissor. That's what it is.
Chill kind of entices me into playing Avalug if I see it.
Yeah. I think you gotta go Chill and X-Scissor, probably is the best way to go.
Yeah.
Chill does a lot to Zacian. That's gonna be my preference. Landorus has can't deviate really from Rock Slide Earth Power. I think it has to go with the classic set. Lando a little risky to bring with the Avalug.
But you have to.
I mean, the thing is, can't you do Genesect Landorus and Lugia and use one of those to bait Avalugg out.
If the Avalugg even comes.
If it comes, yeah.
What happens if you do that and you swap to your Lugia and he just swaps in Metagross?
Well, Lugia can win switch against Metagross. Land that Aeroblast, shield, apply shields. If you get a boost, all the better. Dragon Tail down. It's not unplayable. But okay. We'll see if Oscar is done looking around, doing his sims, doing the last minute calculations if he's gonna send now.
Looks like we're getting a sending any second here.
Yep. Should be coming through.
We've got Bunny on Zekigam.
Yeah, we've done quite a bit of theorizing on this already, so I am, for one, anxious to get started here. I'd like to see what we decide to do. But I don't know. I kind of want to see. I want to see some crazy stuff come out.
Think we'll see a Waterfall Gyarados. Honestly, not the worst thing. It's not the best thing, but it's not the worst thing.
Yeah.
Actually, the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm starting to like it. If you're expecting Chill Drive, no. If you're expecting Chill Drive, you'll be resisting the fast move damage. You'll be taking neutral while pumping out tons of stab damage back. It would clean up Lando. It has a fine Meloetta matchup just because of like crunch. You can crunch Lugia, but Lugia is just going to take everything anyways.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have the worst fast move pressure against Gardevoir. Like, at least it's not doing resisted Dragon Breaths. So I think it's a way to diversify your damage. If you do run Avalugg, I think that might be a way to run with Avalugg as your swap in the back. If you end up having fast move pressure for both Waterfall and Ice Fang, it's like a possibility. It's not something I would recommend, but like it's an option. But again, we're just waiting. We'll see what we get.
Okay. Still thinking about it. I guess Oscar really wants to be able to progress to the finals here. And
should have had a chess clock on this part.
We should have it. We should have a clock on sending the battles.
In the downtime.
Food for thought. Yeah.
If you haven't signed up for version 17 yet and you like what you're seeing, if you're interested in draft and just want to try, we have beginner lobbies as well. If you're not sure if you want to commit to a full season, we also do blitz drafts like you saw from our Little Cup a couple weeks ago. We'll just gather a couple people up for you, draft, get your battles done over the course of a week or a weekend. Please join the server, sign up for one of those, and make sure you fill out that sheet.
I have to say, I think Hallelujah Boys must be one of the only people to have buddied anything for this.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna lock in something now. What's it gonna be?
Please tell me this is our team from the previous match, right?
Yes, yeah, I like. Well, the Avalugg lead with. I mean, Genesect is probably the lead. I kind of like Zek. Yeah, you know what? I like Zekrom.
I love this.
Okay.
I love this.
Okay.
Just use your most powerful Pokemon.
I think you have a good. I think you have good play with this team. You can stay in against Lando and really pressure it. Put the screws to it. Mm-hmm. You can also crunch and switch out. Also a possibility.
Honestly, if the Lando's in the lead, though, I would just stay in. Because once that Landorus is gone, what's the Metagross? Like, what's
I mean, you have the Genesect potentially, but Genesect without a strong neutral drive or burn drive. It doesn't have the best matchup against it. It is a bit squishy as well. And
Yeah,
then
it's
that
not gonna
still
love
leaves
those
you,
smashes.
like, Zacian is a great switch into it as well. So let's take a look. We have Lugia. I hope we have, what do we have? Crunch and Wild Charge. So one thing you could do here, you don't want to throw exactly on the move. You want to throw like a bit over and not give a chance to catch. I don't know if I like farming this much, but at this point in time, you can get the shield and then you can switch. Yeah.
I like this.
And I mean, you just caught a sky attack. And this is really nice.
Yeah, can you see the drive? It's small.
Yeah, it looks like chill to me.
I like this. You just take a shield, where they take a bunch of damage back.
Well, they can take this, but you know, one thing I think that you could probably do here is throw
Just
both.
die.
Throw both. And guess what? Let the Zacian go down and farm down with Metagross.
Yep. Metagross with energy.
X-Scissor is not going to kill here, so we're going to see he's going to have to throw the big drive move. Even at -2 or -4 rather, this X-Scissor like absolutely will not kill. His Technoblast, it is chill.
And then farm
Dude,
it down.
just you farm down
Metagross.
with Metagross.
Metagross.
Easy. What? No. Why? Okay, well just let it go. Let it go.
And then swap. I would.
I hate it. Why not just come in with Metagross? That's just such an easy farm down. This is a no-brainer. And then you still have 2 Pokemon left. I mean, like, what is this thing what is this gonna do?
Yeah, I would have much rather had the Dragon Breath damage available.
I mean, there's no reason to sack the Zekrom there. You
Right.
can easily take any move from the Genesect. This is like a for sure shield, easy.
Yeah, easy shield here. And it was still just
Metagross with
farm this
energy
down.
and shields is just absolutely fantastic against this team. They bait, it's irrelevant.
And then we just have to make sure we have good move timing here.
But Aeroblast still threatens. Would be nice if you had Zekrom to like kind of polish things off with the Dragon Breath damage at the end.
Yeah, I agree.
Gonna take it. Easy.
Easy take.
Arm.
And then we just get to meteor mash this thing down.
I actually think you live this Sky Attack.
Too.
So you let this go, and then you Earthquake the Landorus.
For style, obviously.
Yeah, for sure Earthquake this, like 100%. Oh,
That's okay. It's all right. It's a high pressure moment.
You gotta just give a demerit for this. Absolutely Earthquake. Absolutely Earthquake that. That's a huge mistake was made just now. You hate to see it. You hate to see it at a time like this, but in high pressure situations, mistakes are often made. Hallelujah Boys hits the incorrect move for the win. Gonna have to only give him half a point. Give him a black star of shame for that. That's terrible. It's really unfortunate too because he was doing so well in that matchup up to that point. But we're gonna go into game 2 now. We're going into game 2, and hopefully he can redeem himself. He needs to really learn typings, man. I mean, you can't be meteor mashing Landorus in tournaments. Not a time like this as well. I mean, oh my god, it's atrocious. Literally atrocious. Maybe go for a rearranging of Mons here. I mean, we went ABA weak to Landorus. Gonna go with the Metagross lead with Gyarados. I kind of really like Gyarados lead actually right now. I like Gyarados lead. I think Gyarados lead because I think you're really likely to see Landorus or Genesect in the lead now. And either way, I think Gyarados looks fantastic against both of those. I really think the whole plan should just be save shields for Metagross.
Yep.
But we're going Steel Double Dragon. Maybe worried that we'll see Gardevoir. I really don't think Gardevoir can come against like Zacian Metagross. Just it seems terrible, and it just seems like complete farm bait for Metagross. I hate it. We see the Landorus lead, so like I said, Gyarados was probably like literally the best way to deal with this. Could go for a catch. They'd probably throw at CMP. They probably throw at CMP. Went too early. Landorus wins CMP against Gyarados. Don't have to shield this though. Totally fine to let that go. They're gonna go for both. They want the shield. So I don't like this team. Like I feel like the Gyarados lead was probably the best. Was probably the best lead here. Lugia comes out. You're gonna go for the crunch. What? Throw the crunch? You want to throw the crunch right away?
Later, so you get
throw it sooner. Get the debuff. Do more damage with Dragon Breath. Don't really like anything that I'm seeing right now. Maybe gets the debuff. We did get the debuff. Could have did more damage. Need that move. Really need this move now.
So we're expecting Genesect in the back, right?
Yeah, so at this point in time, definitely going to want to take this.
Yep. Hope that we can get to 2 Meteor Mashes.
Need to save shields. So the Landorus is completely empty. Aeroblast, take easy. Fine. Go for a farm down. Oscar could switch out of this. I think I would probably switch. I don't think I would let myself get farmed.
Throw a move.
Throw both moves and switch.
Please throw a move.
Throw both moves and switch.
Okay.
Don't throw the next one right away. Might catch on Genesect. Yeah.
Throw in between the mud shot. Yeah.
Oh, let's go. Definitely throw this. Throw and switch. No, throw and switch. Don't let it farm. Throw and switch. You just want him to no shield the Meteor Mash. Okay.
Yeah.
This is bad. So we have given this thing farm. Leave. No,
got
what?
Farm down?
Leave.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Oh no. We gave it way too much farm.
You can't shield this. You have to let this go. You're gonna get Techno Blasted. This is terrible.
We're just gonna get farmed down here.
I hate the proceedings of this. Like, it's a throw and switch. Get the hell out.
You know, after seeing what I've seen these first 2 games, I think we need an Avalugg.
I mean, I just think you lead. I think Gyarados was like a perfectly safe lead for that second game.
Yeah.
Was perfectly fine. I mean, no Zacian's also a little bit like, why not? Double resist the Dragon Tails, resist the Fury Cutters, isn't weak to Techno Blast, Chill Drive. I don't know. And then the execution, I don't think it would make a difference. It's only it's 14 turns that first Techno Blast. You're outpacing Genesect, but it's just sort of the approach. It was just too unprincipled. You know, like, you just don't let yourself get farmed like that. Absolutely, throw the move. Needs to just throw and leave. Like, really. You absolutely just need to throw that and get the hell out.
That was tough.
That was not good. Put into a really unfortunate position there.
I also don't like that line at all. The whole thing loses to
it's too weak to Genesect. Yeah, I really don't like it. And he can lead Genesect or Landorus. I think Gyarados makes Gyarados, or I think even Zacian is better, because essentially the whole concept of this game, I think, is to just save shields.
Yeah, I think you got to put the Metagross in the back. Personally, this is it's fine, but I don't love it as much.
The problem is what are we doing here? We don't have a good lead against Lando. We don't have a good lead against Genesect.
We don't have a good swap against Lando.
So the thing is with Zacian, Zacian lead gives us play against everything. I do think this is a better lead. Yeah, I think this is better. I don't know why we hate Gyarados and Zacian so much as a core. I don't really understand that. I think Zacian, Gyarados, Zekrom seems really good. Or even Gary lead. Gary isn't that bad against Lugia. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the Shadow, which can really put the screws to Lugia. Well, but let's just see. Zekrom, Gardevoir.
Oh, this is terrible.
This is literally disgusting. You go to Zacian. Yeah, you go to Zacian. Actually, you know what? Don't hate this. Get shields and win the game.
True.
Going for the charm into one charge move range. Unfortunately,
I actually think I'd love this.
you can just wild charge this, right?
Yep, definitely.
Shield. 2 shield, right?
I don't know.
Let it go. Okay. Kind of weird. Don't really love it. Don't love it. I think you want to get shields down. I think we lost this game just now by not shielding that.
But do you farm this down, throw a wild charge die?
Yeah, I think we're in bad. I think we are in really bad shape right now.
Oh my god, we're letting everything go.
Rock slide comes through.
But so we wild charge.
I think you crunch. You crunch it. The reason why you crunch it is because the charm is going to register on a debuffed Zekrom, so you actually just crunch this. To see that charm comes through, that's now on -2 defense. Oscar is going to for sure shield this anyway, so I think you make a really big mistake by throwing that move. See, the Zekrom's almost dead now, can't do anything else for the rest of the game. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. But still, we could take an X-Scissor.
I think, what do you do?
I think you have to let the first...
Well, you can shield you can just shield this.
Yeah.
It's fine, you're going to end up taking one of these moves. Going for the bait right now, which I actually kind of like, because I think double Earthquake is like a pretty obvious play. And he shields, so now we save that.
Yeah.
You definitely let this go.
And then we get to farm down.
Yeah. Kind of have to shield this.
Gonna be tight.
You need to shield this and overfarm. You definitely need to shield this. You definitely need to shield that. Okay, we lost the game. Game's over. Well, it was a really nice run with Hallelujah Boys. Definitely just had to shield that, farm up a little bit more. Earthquake, and then Meteor Mash, the Guard of War is at like 4 charms or something? This
man,
is like,
it was so close.
This is a no. It doesn't matter. What do you do? Shield, no shield, doesn't. What? Why are we shielding that? Can't get to a move here. Gardevoir going to come right back out. And we're going to get charmed down. Really, really weird plays, but you know, sometimes it's okay. You know, it's okay to lose. It's okay to throw the game away. We accept all kinds of play styles here, so don't be deterred from anything that you've seen right now. Sign up for draft, okay? We welcome everybody in with open arms. And now we're gonna have Oscar versus Chris. Really looking forward to this one in the finals. It's gonna be very interesting to see. I'm curious as to some moveset options here. That was really weird. That whole thing was weird. From start to finish, I don't even know what to say. Like, I think shielding the Landorus was like an obvious play. Try and get them into the ones, get the farm down with the Zekrom, hit the Gardevoir with the move, switch to Metagross. Like, I think that was just like incredibly. I think that was like the most salient version of strategy for that game. But was weird to let it go down. Got the farm, calls the Rock Slide correctly. Fine. Throws the move. Could have went for the crunch bait. Potentially probably shields that Gardevoir. It is very tempting. It would be kind of annoying. Okay, so if you don't shield the Gardevoir, dies to the Wild Charge. You're going to pretty much like... The Zekrom can get to a move against the Genesect. Genesect going to have to like throw right away. You throw your move, they shield, you shield, you're in the ones. Metagross in the ones, I think totally fine against an X's or Genesect.
Especially after already having taken tons of Dragon Breath damage.
Yeah, I like it.
At that point, you can probably just double Meteor Mash it.
Double Meteor Mash, yeah.
Yeah. That's tough.
The thing is, like, you can get a crunch debuff, potentially, too, right? With the Zekrom. then for sure 2 Meteor Mashes will kill. Anyway, we're going to take a little bit of a break for the contestants, just to recompose themselves. Obviously, Oscar just played. So he's going to have a little bit of downtime to reassess the team, figure out new movesets. What drive do you like on Genesect?
I was just trying to figure that out. Fire obviously has an advantage for just Mamoswine, but that's already a fine matchup. You don't have to worry about any drives from Mewtwo. You're going straight X-Scissor. It's tough to bring Chill. It's nice that it hits the Palkia for a neutral. It'll be resisted by the Primarina, and I don't see, besides Genesect, any great resist for a Primarina. I kind of feel like you might have to run Shock Drive just so you can hit for neutral damage on Palkia anyways.
Well, I have a thought on
Primarina.
this. My thought on this is Chill Drive with Magnet Bomb. Magnet Bomb for the Primarina. I think, Douse is annoying for Primarina if you want to do X-Scissor Douse. Does that mean you do Magnet Bomb Douse, then you're walled by Palkia? I think Magnet Bomb Chill lets you hit everything. Magnet Bomb, of course, totally fine for peppering the Regirock, although 2 Magnet Bombs doesn't KO. Actually, kind of like an annoying matchup for Genesect. Magnet Bomb doesn't one-shot Mamoswine either. But probably Magnet Bomb and Chill if you even bring it. It seems to me like the Lugia wants to come, but there is a Regirock and a Mamoswine.
I think the Regirock is definitely coming.
I mean, what do you do here? You bring Mewtwo. Mewtwo looks great against this team, except for the Genesect. And then Mewtwo, Regirock.
What's your second? Here's your question. What's your second move on Mewtwo? Because Shadow Ball is just walled by Shadow Ball is just walled by
the Meloetta. Yeah, so the Meloetta looks good. Ice Beam, then you have to two-shot. Well, you're already two-shotting Genesect anyway. Okay, so you go Ice Beam, Psystrike, yeah.
Like Meloetta, I think just looks so good. As somebody who runs Meloetta, no psychic resist besides Mewtwo, I think I would run Meloetta all over this team.
Yeah, so one thing about Primarina that you could consider is Waterfall Prima. To actually be able to kill the Landorus and not be humiliated in the ones, and to be able to fight the Genesect. So I think Waterfall Prima and can actually get to moves too. Can actually get to moves to throw. Waterfall Primarina possible. Regirock possible. I think you have options. Maybe
the Goodra's not looking super strong in my opinion, so I think the Waterfall is something that can definitely come through.
Yeah, I think Waterfall Primarina looks really interesting. I think the Dragons are kind of hard to bring because of Lugia. They're not the best against Genesect. Fine, not the best against
You know what?
Meloetta.
Actually, from Oscar's perspective, hear me out. Lugia, Meloetta, Gardevoir, and why worry about charge attacks?
Go for the damage. The only problem is I don't think Gardevoir can quite bully its way as efficiently as you would want to. It loses to Regirock. 100%. Right? And, something that we haven't talked about here, but we probably should, is Zap Cannon Regirock. Debuffs.
Please tell me more about Zap Cannon
Let me tell you about Zap Cannon Regirock, okay? Because why do you need... What are we Focus Blasting?
Nothing.
And what are we Earthquaking? What are we Earthquaking? What are we Focus Blasting?
Nothing.
Zap Cannon, Stone Edge is absolutely the way to go here. No question in my mind. I'm sure Oscar is probably contemplating Hydro Pump just for the Regirock, because do you really need Aeroblast when you have the Dragon Tail damage against the Lugia, or sorry, against the Palkia and the Garchomp. Really, you would just be running it for Primarina. Could consider Future Sight as a cheaper way to nuke the dragons and the Regirock, I guess. But I think Hydro Pump is likely to be considered here.
Yeah, I'm looking, and I don't see a reason to Aeroblast anything. I think Lugia can just do his job, Sky Attack Dragon Tail.
I think Regirock can absolutely wreak havoc with Zap Cannon.
Now, here's what I don't know.
Absolute a-hole and Zap Cannon everything.
How much does a Zap Cannon do to a Lugia?
I mean, if I had to guess, it has to be like...
I'm making you guess.
It has to be like 46%.
Okay.
It's slightly under half, what I would say.
All right. Can we get a confirmation on that in the chat?
That's I don't know. It's my educated guess. It does over 40%, but it's not quite half. So I'm going like 45, 46, like 46%.
Oh man. 48. Thank you.
Yeah, 48. So it's just like a smidge under half. Like, so my estimate's like more or less correct. I mean, with the lock-ons, it's a 2-shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going Zap Cannon. You're absolutely going. You're going to go Zap Cannon. Why would you do anything else? You don't.
Follow-up question: how much does a 1-stage debuff Hydro Pump do to a Regirock back?
-1 pump.
Yeah.
I don't know. 40%.
This is. I'm really excited for this.
40%. Final answer. Getting what? Anybody have it? I'm not even looking. Someone has to check for us.
Yeah, but it's like
43%. Okay, it's 43. Like,
and
it's
the Zap Cannons. The Zap Cannons just way outpace.
Yeah, no, you're going, dude. You're absolutely going Zap Cannon. You're gonna Zap Cannon the Genesect. Right. You're gonna just like harass everything.
All right, so here's the thing: Meloetta's definitely coming. Regirock's definitely coming. I think we'd like to see Mamoswine come.
Arguments are to be made, yeah. I mean, Regirock, you can't underestimate. Regirock wins zeros against, like, Incarnate, right? It wins zeros against Incarnate. You can absolutely harass Meloetta and Lugia with Zap Cannons and the Genesect. Genesect has, like, I mean, do you bring the Douse? I don't know, like, you gotta be thinking about it, because Magnipom Genesect doesn't have the best matchup against Regirock. I have to say, you definitely, with the Zap Cannon Regirock, oh man, you're gonna need to throw that Magnet Bomb like right away, because if you don't, I'm sure you lose zeros, like 100%.
Also, just eating Stone Edges isn't fun as the Genesect.
Move is coming. We have the invite coming in. We're gonna do Genesect with the Meloetta in the back. I like this team. It's safe. It's balanced. We're not relying on Gardevoir, which is inconsistent, I think, at best. We're gonna start. We're leading our biggest gun, and we have Meloetta as the safe swap. It makes perfect sense to me.
So we have the combined 2 largest stat products in the game on the same team.
Yep.
I like that. And we don't have tons of bulk on Chris's
full team. Bully.
Oh, yes.
Mamoswine is a great lead. You're going to be able to get to this Avalanche. Oh, they go What the? Why are you going Genesect here? Why are you staying? Why are we staying?
Maybe they have a better answer. Oh, they've got Regirock that they're going to use for this Lugia?
What in the god? What?
Inspiring them not to shield? What are we switching to? Do we have to switch?
Why?
Oh, I don't like this at all. No, I hate this. I hate everything about this.
Why? All right, what, do you shield this?
You can't.
This is literally terrible.
It's like a clear.
Why do we? What the?
And our clock is so far off that the.
So it's Mewtwo in the back. Obviously, it has to be Mewtwo in the back. Zap Cannon. That's so
Yeah,
funny.
okay, but
well, you're definitely not.
You're gonna farm it down. You're gonna lock on down.
Okay, here's the plan. Are you ready for this? Big brain time. Mewtwo is gonna beat the Lugia in the ones in the back.
Ice Beam.
Meloetta is gonna come in right now and get Zap Cannoned.
Yep, has to get Zap Cannon. But Meloetta doesn't shield things.
Meloetta not shielding this. Zap Cannon again, debuffed, switch locked, and debuffed. Do you catch the Psyshock on the Mamo? Oh. Okay, I like this. You know what? We're gonna be able to Stone Edge that Lugia in the endgame prediction. Okay, let that go. Obviously, this is gonna be a no shield.
I don't know about this.
This is not that bad.
Side strikes.
Throw at the thing.
Enough.
Yeah. What? No. What the? Why didn't we throw? We didn't throw the move, but we certainly didn't throw the move, but we certainly threw this game. It must be said, I don't understand what we've done.
Oh gosh, I don't get it either. Genesect can't come in. Genesect's gonna be able to catch a move.
Yeah, but it's really difficult. You just throw inside the Dragon Tail. He might actually bait this. That would be funny. We have the Ice Beam coming out. He's gonna go for the catch, but he's not gonna be able to as long as you just throw in the move. Oh, doesn't actually switch out to. The proceedings of this round have to be some of the best. No, this has to be one of the most interesting games. Please catch the Stone Edge. Nope, doesn't catch it.
Does he just die to this Dragon Tail?
Has the Zap Cannon. This is egregious. These plays are egregious.
At least we got a roller coaster of emotions, right? So Chris starts out with a ridiculous lead. He calls the lead. He can easily take switch advantage and go back in. And then he doesn't for some reason. But then somehow gets back in the game with a real end game, and then doesn't throw the move. He won and lost that game.
Dude, you know what?
Times.
I hate to say it. But I think we have to Black Star Chris for that single game performance.
I think
that was abysmal. And I honestly, I'm somewhat offended that I had to witness that. It must be said. I don't know how chat feels, but I'm kind of feeling a little offended by that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going into the second game here. Hopefully, Chris doesn't bring a full team that loses to Genesect. My God, can we please not? It's Magnet Bomb Chill Drive, so Waterfall Prima.
Has play.
Has some play. Can take a Magnet Bomb.
We think Oscar just does the same thing, the bulkiest team ever. Meloetta, Regirock. Okay, it's fine.
Acceptable. I mean, if I had to guess, so Zap Cannon CMPs to this Psyshock, which you just throw right away, right? Okay. I don't think you shield this.
I think you just throw the Zap Cannon right away. What's the worst case?
Can't
they catch?
Wait, what? Okay, we're playing a Great League Registeel player. We're gonna shield the first move that's not super effective and not a nuke. Because...
And then we Stone Edge? What? No! No. Oh no. This is bad. And we're just sacrificing our only answer for the Genesect and the Lugia in the back? And now we Zap Cannon? I mean, throw a Stone Edge? Throw a Stone Edge?
They save the move. Are we Zap Cannoning this?
What are we swapping to?
Yeah, okay. What do we go to? We have Waterfall Pre-Maria!
Okay. Alright, there's a chance.
So you're saying there's a possibility with Mamoswine in the back that we could actually win this game, although Magnet Bomb 2 shots this, no? Oh my god, Pre-Maria is so bad. This is so terrible. This thing is literally just shit. This thing is so shit.
Imagine,
I'm sorry. It's so bad.
imagine not shielding the Psy Strike. And
It's
then zap
completely sacked.
cannoning.
Completely sacked. What do you just go in? What do you go in with here? Stone Edge Regirock? Yeah, okay, because you have Mamoswine.
You die. Are we shielding this? I don't think we can
Matter. This is game over. This is game over. The combo play. So this actually doesn't kill.
You maybe farm down.
You let this go, and you like. Oh, it does. It does kill.
This is actually, you get tons of farm here. Just Lugia. You would just go into Lugia. Yeah. All these moves.
I don't know what to do here. I don't know, man.
You stop tapping.
I don't know what you do, but this was horrendous. This was horrendous.
I mean, so in the grand picture though, Chris just doesn't have the bulk to put up with this.
No, I don't think Chris has the right team. He probably would have done a lot better against Hallelujah Boys, who like should have been able to win.
And then just gets farmed down. Yeah, I mean that was exactly what Oscar had to do. That was tough. Well,
yeah, I have to say that was really that was a real nail biter of a finish there. All had us on the edge of the seats. Yeah, congrats to Oscar.
You know, game 1 was a lot closer than that game 2.
I don't, dude. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say about any of this, but Oscar is able to take it, almost uncontested in the last round. Good job by Chris. You know, put up a good fight, had a great run. Wasn't able to make it all the way, but you know, I just want to turn our attention now, just for another reiteration of some information about the drafts. Our 17th season of Draft V17 is coming. Signups are open up until August 28th, and we will have the drafting phase begin on September 3rd. Season's going to run, you know, a little over a month and end on October 16th. Of course, we have signups for all 3 leagues: Great League, Ultra League, Master League, Classic. There is an open Master League draft as well, with XLs and certain Megas are allowed. And there is a specialty limited species limited format, or ML Overused, with, you know, some unique species bans, and certain Megas are allowed there as well. If you like Master League but you don't want to play Master League Classic and don't have the resources for ML Open, you can give Overused a try. Anyway, you can, of course, the link to Discord invite is at the bottom. Slip, anything to add?
Just make sure you sign up for Draft. It's a lot of fun. As someone who started 5 seasons ago, I mostly play the Masters League Classic and the OU, but I dipped into Great League last time, and it was a lot of fun. PoGoRaids is a great place. We have a lot of things. Obviously, besides PvP, it is called PoGoRaids. So if you're interested in raiding, if you're interested in help with PvP, team comps, anything, come on in. We also do, again, Blitz draft. So if you want to get your feet wet with a draft, but you're not sure you want to commit to an entire season, just come in, and we have plenty of members that will throw together any format that you could possibly want, and then come on in. One more time, I would like to shout out Oscar for taking down the win. We'd like to thank our staff: Crispy Chris, Kelsey, Mosty, who's running the clocks, Brar Books, who was taking care of the entire stream, and Christy Lulu. And we would like to thank you, David, for taking time out of your day to come cast this event with us.
You know, I have a special place in my heart for draft, so of course, you know, I'm always gonna be interested to stop by and see what's what. I think at this point we need to find someone to raid, right? So chat, do you guys have any recommendations? Who's streaming? Who can we go support? I just want to thank you all again. You know, just to reiterate what Slip said, that we really appreciate the support. Hopefully, you guys will come sign up for draft, join the Discord. Also, we offer various raid challenges and you know, Discord badges for the completion of those. So if you like raid challenges as well, be sure to check that out. And yeah, none of this would be possible without the staff, which we works very hard, like almost like a second job, really. To be able to bring this production to you. So, big shout out to them. Do we have a raid suggestion?
Looks like we're going to Instinct Leader Spark.
Oh, Instinct Leader Spark, a longtime PGR player and supporter. Gonna go support him. So, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in again. Slip, always great to work with you. Everybody, enjoy your Sunday. Hopefully, Instinct Leader Spark has some interesting battles going on in either Great League or Fighting Cup. And yeah, guys, enjoy the rest of your day.
Yep, thanks. Join the Discord.
And raid will begin in 1 second. Go.